ask you a question? Why you don't never play with my nipples? I got nipples too. It's my turn to get tied up. Not them handcuffs though. I got PTSD. Welcome to Hardorsoft, where men speak, so hopefully somebody will understand.
What did I do this time?
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go into what really happened.
Well, really?
Do you want to go all the way back to what really happened?
We're supposed to be leaving to go to Exotica. I tell y'all what time I said to leave. We leave at 2:30.
Or do you want to go all the way back
to what?
When we were supposed to meet at 4:00, and
shit.
Let's go all the way back. If we're gonna do that, let's go all the way back.
Well, okay, I'm sure.
So we said before we record, we was gonna go into the city to record on someone else's podcast. And we said, well, before we record, we want to sit down for at least an hour to talk about what are we going to do at our live show. Dates are out, November 21st, November 24th, and December 15th.
That's right. Philly, New York, DC. Let's go.
Sorry. So Loon tells us, oh, well, I can't do 4:00, but, because I have things to do. We're like, fine, we won't meet the hour before to talk about the live show.
He says, I could make it 5. I'll make it there 5 o'clock.
We said 5 o'clock is not going to work because we have to actually record at this place at 6. Okay. It's 4 o'clock now, and he texts the group chat, I'm outside. How are you outside? You said you couldn't do it at 4 o'clock.
Outside of where?
Whose house?
In my defense, right? So this is, anybody who knows me knows, if I'm not going to read over 275 messages.
Yep.
So if you ever have a message that you want to see me personally, just text me directly. Because now it's like I'm not scrolling up for 17 minutes to find some shit. So the last time I checked, I was like, yo, I said I was going to be there at 5. I fucking be there for 5. So it's like, yo, bro, we were scheduled to a different time. I'm like, fuck. All right, cool. But yeah, my job, I can't really go through a gazillion text messages. You feel me? So just text me directly.
This is where he gets fucked up because I added him on iPhone, right? You know how that is. You add someone and they can see the notification. I added him and said, Loon, we're not meeting.
I didn't see it.
This is why he's not real.
I didn't see it.
Right.
I just want to let you know that certain people that are not here also conveniently lie. And they know they're lying. But they do it with conviction. It's like, bro, every time I see you, you're on your phone.
Because I'm not at work.
Every time I see you, you're on your phone.
Like glued to it.
Glued. Like he walks down the block like
with this.
He walks down the block like this. Then hangs up and goes back into it and goes back to, bro, you're on your phone.
I didn't say I'm not on my phone when I'm not at work. I said I'm not going through 275 text messages.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's either like, don't be on your phone very much and miss things. Or if you're going to be on your phone all the time,
check in.
Make
sure that you see the shit that actually might matter for the day.
Nah, it's too much. It's too much.
Not a real person.
Not a real person.
I know my strengths. It's too much.
I do get it, Loon. Like, we are in a time of massive, like, overstimulation.
Yes.
The amount of data that we are forced to consume on any given day is fucking unreal.
Insane.
Unreal. We are not designed for this. And yet somehow we're all acclimating to the best that we can.
Yeah.
You know what's so crazy? I told somebody, in order for me at this point in time in my life to remember something new, I have to forget something old. Like, I literally have no more space. Like, my memory card is full. So I be forgetting shit. I be losing shit. Yo, I am a wreck. So just text me direct.
A
I
bar.
respond.
That's a good catchphrase.
That's low key a bar. That's low key a bar.
1-800 text me direct.
I actually like that bar.
What? I've never not
a real person, but
I've never not responded to a direct message. If anybody texts me individually, I always respond. But group shit, I just,
Anybody that's in their phone all the time, I don't know if that, like, is that attractive to you? A person that's like stuck to social media? Y'all like that?
I don't like when a person that I'm dating is very active on their social media accounts.
Why?
Because I have main character energy.
Yeah,
it's only one of us.
You're active on your social media.
Right.
jealous.
Only one of us can do it. Can't be both of us.
You're jealous.
No, I'm not jealous.
You're jealous.
I'm not jealous.
Do you guys have that issue?
I definitely have tech addiction stuff, period. But I will say that, who I am with can definitely have an effect on, like, for example, I've been on my phone less over this past week as she has consumed my attention.
You guys are a thing here. You guys, it's like a lot of circle of energy. You got your arm around her. She's got her arm on your lap.
Yep.
There's no nervousness. I see you guys engaging a lot with each other. This is nice.
There's something happening.
This is nice.
Yeah. We'll be bringing various things around that into our conversation and experience with you today.
Really?
Yeah.
Like what? What exactly?
Yeah, we can just jump right into it.
Now,
honestly, truly.
We're sitting here with Destin
Gerek.
Gerek,
you go.
right? And actually, Kenneth Play spoke about you during our episode, and he
Shout outs
said,
to
I
Ken.
believe that he was like you were his mentor in some shape or form. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, we're colleagues at the end of the day. I think that we both have things that we've learned from one another. That's like he went through my sexual self-mastery training, this 13-week digital training that I created almost 15 years ago. I put like 2,000 men through it. And a couple of years ago, since the time's always distorted, 2-3 years ago, Kenneth joined us. He went through the whole program along with everybody else, primarily because, as he put it, he's gained a level of mastery focused on giving women pleasure, but he didn't really give the attention prior to that to really learning his self, his own body, his own pleasure, etc. And my sexual self-mastery training really focuses on start here, start within, know your body as your primary instrument, connect to your sexual energy as an energy, and then as you learn to like master that energy instead of feeling like it is either running the show or it's something that you're constantly needing to like suppress or repress, or it's one or the other. Oscillating back and forth.
This motherfucker just hypnotized me.
Just you wait. It's
Like,
more to come.
I'm looking at him. I'm like,
So where do I sign up?
what, exactly? Because hold on, sexual self-mastery.
Yeah, start here.
That sounds like
Give
a
me
lot.
some skill. What are some things that happen when you gain like sexual self-mastery? When you're at the peak, you got a black belt.
Yeah.
I'm definitely at a white belt. So what exactly?
Believe me, I got stories for you that you'll be like, okay, maybe I'm not a white belt.
Damn,
Really?
So we just sit in the crowd, just waiting. We're in the
outside the
audience.
building.
We're in the audience right now.
We're outside the building right now.
But again, with a couple thousand men from all over the world having gone through it, like the stories I have heard, the experiences I've taken men through. But that's the reason why I've become such a big believer in this path and this work, is because like if I can help a man go from a self-described 5-pump chump into lasting as long as you want and even experiencing non-ejaculatory orgasms and multiple orgasms, things that again our larger culture doesn't even recognize as a possibility, then like, that's when I started to recognize, no, this shit's real and it's really needed, and let me go all in on being a proselytizer for it.
Did he say 9? He said 9?
Nine what?
Ejaculatory orgasms?
Non.
Oh, 9. Okay,
But sure,
okay. Woo.
whatever.
Hit the shit out of me.
He did say multi-orgasmic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he said 9 of them.
I didn't even know men could be like you could literally.
Yeah, that's when you orgasm in the bedroom and then in a different room, right? Like multiple areas.
No, it's when you could do like you could get up and go again and then go again and then you can
Kinda.
have different types of orgasms. Am I
Yeah,
right?
it touches more in that. So generally when we talk about male multiple orgasms, we don't usually mean like ejaculating multiple times. I mean, there are men who
Can get up and
can
go
do
again.
that,
Right.
but
Serial killers.
what?
Sorry. I apologize. I'm not a real
But
person.
for me, it's always been more about when I learned to experience non-ejaculatory energetic orgasms. So let's break that down for a moment first. So for most people, they think of when it comes to men, ejaculation equals orgasm, orgasm equals ejaculation. But they're actually two different things. They may be two things that usually happen roughly the same time, but they are distinct. For example, have you ever had the experience for the men here.
Yeah, because I'm just like,
There's an overlap here, but
She's had an experience.
have you ever had the experience where like you ejaculated, but like it's kind of hard pressed to call that an orgasm? Like, yeah, fluid came
Yes.
out, but it wasn't very
It was
pleasurable.
a bloop, bloop.
Yeah,
It's
like-
because they stop
like-
fucking when you're watching porn.
or
You're almost there.
or somebody calls you. Oh my god,
She just goes bloop. You're like,
I'm late for work for this
gotta go
bullshit.
to work. Gotta go to work now.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
So there you go. You have an experience of them being separate things. So the non-ejaculatory orgasm is kind of just the reversing of that, which is a lot more fun. So if ejaculation is, the fluid coming out, an orgasm is the flood of energy and pleasure through your body. So we're talking more about how do you have that flood of energy and pleasure through your body without the ejaculation, the fluid coming out. So it's the ejaculation that is what causes you to lose your erection, that causes you to want to like eat a sandwich, roll over, fall asleep.
Jesus
Um,
Christ.
and again, like I like to be
Immediately.
really careful when I speak about this because I'm not anti-ejaculation. That experience I just described is fucking amazing.
right.
Agreed.
I love it. Like it's this complete explosion of energy out of your body that can just leave you feeling like a sense of like empty and
Yes.
released and sometimes it's exactly what you want.
Yes.
Well, I like to say I'm not anti-ejaculation, but I am pro-choice. And here we're meaning the choice around our bodies as men and when we're ejaculating and when we're not. And so if ejaculatory orgasms are that kind of, I think of it as two different drugs. The ejaculatory orgasm is the depressant type of a drug. The and non-ejaculatory orgasms are more like a stimulant. Instead of an explosion of energy, it's more of an implosion of energy. So the energy rushing up through your spine, up through your whole body. And instead of feeling afterwards, you usually are feeling more like
Oh
like
shit.
more lit up, more alive.
Pre-workout.
Yeah, often harder than ever.
Yeah, I feel like women, we go through that more where it's like after, we have an orgasm, we get a lot more energy. We don't really roll over. And
That's not true.
for
Nah,
me,
it's true. It's true. I've seen
For
it happen
me,
before.
like, I can
this,
get
shaking on the edge of the bed.
I can get up.
Just getting up.
And they
after
start
a
sweeping
good
the floor and
orgasm.
I
shit.
can get up
They
and
start cleaning and shit.
Because that's
Get
like,
up and fall to the floor.
Well, I'm like 7
get
minutes
start
later.
cleaning.
7 minutes later.
That can also vary depending on women, and I think it's primarily about the kind of orgasm that she's having. Because there are some women who, the way that they experience orgasm, they're one and done as well. They're like, all right,
Yeah.
that's it. Don't even touch me.
I
Yeah.
hate those.
But
Love them.
but see, when you become multi-orgasmic in this way and or just have greater control over your ejaculation, then like you can ride these multi-orgasmic waves together. And again, if you have a non-ejaculatory orgasm that instead leaves you harder than you were before, so one of the reasons why I like it, it's not even just the staying hard part. What I like about it is often the staying hungry part of it. I like that hungry feeling, that ravenous, that I want to fucking eat you up. I want to fucking eat you up that she's been experiencing all week.
I see. He meant that shit.
yeah, he meant that.
He meant that
And he's saying after this show too.
He said, look,
Yeah,
these mics cut off his own.
yeah,
God
Yeah.
Damn.
yeah.
I love that, bro.
So that ravenous energy is like, it's so fucking delicious. And, I mean, what woman doesn't want to feel desired in that
Yeah.
way?
Yeah.
Fire.
So those are the
Now,
reasons why I like it.
Are you like the woman version of him? Like, what exactly? Because he seems so smitten by you, and he's the master. So I don't know what you must be. 'Cause
She's the
he
hidden
is
weapon.
like pulsating over there by your mere existence next to him.
That is true.
So
I
what the hell did you do to this guy? Because he got a
Right.
book.
I've been caught.
You wrote a book about you.
What the hell do you
No,
got?
not about me. That's his book before we met. Actually, we met 2 weeks after he wrote that book.
Well, published 2 weeks after the
Published.
book came out, yeah.
Yeah.
But that was a brief, like 5 to 10 minute meeting in Vegas during the AVN porn convention.
Oh, I love that. I want to go to that. I really want to hopefully get to that point where I can go and see all the people that I
Like to watch.
Jerk off to?
have been intimate with.
Yo,
That you like?
I had
You like
sex
to
with
watch?
so many people at Exotica in my mind.
Yeah.
Yo, Thousands.
Nah, but that's nothing because
she walked
the
past like she didn't know me.
AVN is out in Vegas. So most times, like all of the exoticas are kind of on the East Coast or Midwest, like right there between East Coast and
Yeah.
Midwest. Most of the porn stars that you actually see on the big sites,
West Coast.
those are West Coast or Miami, like they're like that. So
Because isn't
you're
the
not
porn
really gonna
industry
see them
is on
at
the West
Exotica.
Coast. Yeah, the
Huh?
porn industry, they shoot on
Yeah.
the West Coast. What's that valley? It's not Silicon Valley.
San
duh.
Fernando Valley.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so I gotta catch a Laker game to get some buns right after.
Where's San Fernando Valley at?
Just like north of LA proper.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Lakers.
yeah. Are you into porn? Like, do you shoot porn?
I'm porn adjacent.
What does that mean?
Destin is an interesting guy, you know.
Porn adjacent.
You have no idea. You're just scratching the surface so far. Porn adjacent meaning an endeavor that I am starting to dive into and have been playing around for quite a long time is this creation of what I call conscious erotic media. So I'm trying to, my intent is to really take these things that I have discovered through my unusual sexuality and spirituality and energetics, etc. path that I've been on for 20 years. And I do not see represented in the porn industry at all, and show it. Like, for example, how much porn have you consumed in your life?
A
A
lot.
gazillion, fillion, decillion hours.
Just as an example, since we were just
Decillion
talking
hours.
about it, how many times have you seen a man go into multiple non-ejaculatory orgasms?
Never.
0,
0.
Never.
unless he glitched. That actually happened to me one time. I glitched.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, never.
They don't capture it. If it does happen, they don't capture it.
They look at that as like
How
a
would you
blooper.
even know though?
You don't know, right?
I'm also going to guess that it's not happening, primarily because of the kind of sex that's primarily depicted in our porn industry. Which again, I really do my best to make clear, look, like, there's nothing wrong with it in and of itself. It's that we're primarily just taking this narrow slice of what our sex can be and presenting it as if that's all there is. And my world has shown me, there is way more. There's way more possible. And now, like, I can enjoy a good pornified sexual experience. Totally can. And I get bored really quickly if that's like all I'm having.
So you feel like porn pretty much puts sex in a box.
Yes.
And you're saying that from what you've seen over the last 20 years, you've seen that there's so much more outside of the box.
Yes.
So when you watch porn, you primarily are like not really amused or entertained.
I mean, I've built out certain neuro pathways in my system. My body knows how to get aroused from it and knows how to orgasm from it, but it's not the same kind of orgasmic experience that I can have with her, for example.
He's been having a great week.
I am having a great week. I am having a fucking phenomenal week.
He's a fucking sound wave.
Welcome to New York City.
I could just tell. Like, I don't. Are you want to like what kind of high are you?
He
on
does
right
not
now?
do shrooms.
Like,
Don't
it's
ask
something.
him.
I do shrooms.
Oh, fuck.
I'm not on shrooms right now. I am not on
She
shrooms.
said though that she's like, no, and he does shrooms.
I thought we were like this. We were supposed to be like this, bro.
As soon as he said that he goes to Burning Man, I was like, I know what type of wave he's on.
Meleza, come on. Well, we gotta be the non-shroom couch. You
No.
do shrooms too?
You're talking to the wrong person here.
Oh, hey, yesterday. Let's swap out. I don't feel comfortable. I don't feel safe. The shrooms are everywhere.
Now you're out here teaching people
Yeah.
things. Are the people you teach becoming masters? Because I see you have a book called The Evolved Masculine. Be the man the world needs and the one she craves. This is the book that you've written, that you published a couple days after you met her.
No, I published 2 weeks prior to meeting her 5
weeks
years
prior,
ago.
okay.
But wait, just in regards to that, then we didn't see one another for 4.5 years. We just re-met each other semi-randomly this past March.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow,
And
this is
serendipity.
new shit.
And then not again until this past Thursday.
Again.
Oh,
Again.
wow. So you guys,
And again and again
there's
and
a-
again and
so
again.
there's a lot of built up energy there.
But pretty much nonstop since Thursday.
Yeah.
Right. Now, what's the most amazing thing that he's done over the last week?
Yeah, because now I want details.
I'm listening.
now.
I'm listening.
And you can be very
Sexually.
explicit
So
if you want
Sexually.
to.
explicit. Okay, well,
Sexually.
this
Did he
is
crawl on the ceiling like 23? Remember that movie?
No, Split? This is about Split? Yeah, Split. We started. Well, the monster.
muscles and then he
The
started
monster.
climbing up the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I love that movie.
Yeah.
I did too. I love
That shit was fire. I ain't gonna
but,
front.
but what's the most amazing
So
thing
first of
he's
all,
done?
you are like totally fulfilling his like affirmation kink right
Totally.
now,
100%.
and this is.
I'm like, yes, keep going.
I would say for me, I've been in search of a deep connection with a Daka, which is a male tantric practitioner, which is Destin. So this delicious exchange of sexual, sensual, explicit energy in a way where he has allowed me to just fully be able to express and represent myself and hold me in his spaciousness and hold me in all of his capacity without any pressure to end game, without any pressure to be anywhere, just to be fully raw in my sensuality and sexuality, and adore me and worship me and allow me to adore him and worship him, like every single centimeter of our bodies. And the deep connection, just the sparks, the giggles, the depth, the vulnerability. I mean, it's been like insanely healing and insanely hot. Yeah, I'm getting like shivers
Hey,
and goosebumps thinking about
before
it.
can we get a can I get a paper towel? I'm a little wet.
The way that she sat and described that, I was just like, what?
Nobody's ever
Yeah.
spoken about
I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Ain't no chick never say nothing like that about me. They like, yo, he made good Alfredo. Like, that's about
No
it.
one has ever said anything
fuck?
after.
Nigga, she was using words. For starters, that wasn't even her. That was Chat GPT. That was Chat GPT.
Yeah.
You Chappy?
That was Chat GPT. She is now an artificial intelligence.
Wow, that is such an amazing way to describe your experience with someone. Like,
I'm pissed off.
I ain't gonna front.
I'm
I gotta step my
engaged.
game up.
I'm engaged and I've never heard nothing like that before. What am I doing?
Stars, I don't even meet chicks that smart. She said shit I didn't even know what the fuck she was talking about. I said, what the fuck does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
Just wait till you see us move energy with each other. It's like the Olympics. I think we could win a gold medal.
I love that.
But you know what the big part about this is? I feel like, so people might watch this episode and just be like, damn, yo, I want to have a person say that about me, like sexually. But they don't know that this kind of communication and energy is also manifesting in your actual everyday relationship as well. So even like when the sex is not involved, you know, you guys are still trying to fill each other up in the same sequence. And a lot of people kind of like skip over that part. You know, like sometimes good interaction engagement with non-sexual acts lead to better sexual engagements and acts.
I don't think she
well
was
said.
talking about sex necessarily. That was like a whole energy.
I don't even know
thing.
what she was
Yeah.
saying.
All of the above.
I don't
Don't even know what happened.
I don't know what
He's
she
not a
said.
robot. He didn't even know what happened.
Don't even know what happened.
He didn't know what
Looking at her
happened.
the whole time. What was you thinking while you was looking at her?
I was like, yo, what language is this? I gotta go to the fucking bird. I gotta do some shit. I gotta go to Florida. That's what the fuck is in the water. You feel me? The fuck going on down there? Because ain't no New York. Ain't no New York shit.
You understood it though.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course
That's
he
all that
understood it.
matters.
Yeah, all that matters.
But to your point, yeah, like I feel like since we have just dove deep in with one another, fucking deeper and deeper and deeper, day after day over this literally 6 days, and that's really it.
Wait, are you
It's-
talking about sex or not? Because the deeper and deeper kind of fucked me up. I
Yes
wasn't
and
sure.
yes. That's my point.
Told you.
That's my point.
She's going deeper. Sexually.
That's my
They've
point.
been
Yes,
getting
and
deep.
Yeah.
the sex keeps getting deeper, both like metaphorically,
moving- why you
energetically, and
gyrating?
physically. But
I ain't gonna lie.
You know why? Because he's ready.
Yo,
Dead ass.
this motherfucker is speaking in orgasm. That's why. I didn't check
why
my
he's
phone.
doing
I
this.
didn't check my phone. Wasn't nobody calling me. He was just shaking his shit.
and like I feel like we've both been approaching from one another every step of the way with how do I lift you up? Like in every moment, in every experience, like I want to understand you more deeply, and how do I help you be more of who you are and who you are capable of being?
Yeah, that's such
beautiful.
a generous ideal to have with a partner. It's like, what can I do to add to you? I think that's really what all of us really want. But they want it with reciprocity.
Yep.
Don't take advantage of my
Yep.
generosity. And it's so fucked up. Is that people who have pure love for you are often looked at as weak, or somebody's gonna be like, I can use that and add to me and not give it back. Like, it's just,
Then you
people
destroy
could be
that
so
person.
cruel, right? Because it's the people who love you the most that often you take the most fucking advantage of. And it's just really sad. And I'm glad that you guys have spent so much time
Or so little
building
time.
this connection, right? Because like, what was it, 4 years ago you said?
4.5, almost
Then
5.
last year,
Yeah.
This year.
this
in
year March,
March.
and now today.
Yeah.
I love seeing this space.
Yeah.
What do you do to preserve this space though? Most times, a honeymoon stage feels great.
Hold on, I want to speak to what you just spoke of, because I definitely have that wounding. 100%. She knows I have that wounding because I've been speaking to it all week. That you know, I've been hurt. I have felt betrayed before, because I do, like, I love big and I want to give so much, and I've been used. I've been taken advantage of, and so like I've presenced it at least once daily.
Brought it back to now and spoke on it.
Yeah, to her. I've spoken to it directly, that like there's so much I want to give, and I'm aware of what it is that I need. I know that one of the reasons why I give and pour forth so much is because I crave so much, because I want so much poured back into me. And she's been extremely receptive and be like, let's go.
I think that's what most people do. Most people love in a way that they want it to be received in some way, shape, or form. Like, this is the energy that I have for you. It doesn't have to be exact, but this is kind of what I see in you. So I'm treating you how I see in you. And then people be like, oh, I'm just that dope.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just a vibe.
Yeah, I'm just a vibe. So you're treating me because I deserve that. And you know, you're not mirroring it back to me, and which is why after a while, the people who pour into you that way stop over time, because it's like, I don't think you see me.
Yeah.
But I have a question. When you say that I'm loving you the way that I want to be loved, but what if the person that is receiving love likes to be loved differently?
That happens often.
Well said.
Right? Because that's the thing. Like, just because I love you this way doesn't mean you want to be loved that way.
You buying me freaking
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton.
Yeah.
I just wanted 2K.
Right.
I just wanted a hug and some
So then
cologne.
I'm an idiot. So I got like love dyslexia.
So no, you don't have no. But
I
you
want
see,
to
but
offer
that
redirection.
okay.
So, something that just happened is that he shared a fear with me.
Yes.
And I'm available
Yes.
to him sharing that fear with me.
Yes.
I'm receptive to it without making it my own. His fear of being used or taken advantage of is something that I get to hold him in and affirm him and show him and ask him, how can I better show up for you? How can I better affirm you? What does words of affirmation sound like to you? And I give him the choice and the power to give me the permission to be of service to him.
Can you
And-
see why I'm falling for her?
It's really fire.
Go on.
It's really fire.
You're not falling. You're on the floor, brother.
You
You're falling.
already
You're
fell.
falling.
You already fell.
The falling process is over.
You've already fell, Destin. I'm sorry.
Remember in Matrix 1 when Neo jumped off the building and thought you were gonna make it? Yeah, you just went through the floor.
I'm sorry.
You're on the floor, brother. I'm sorry.
But please continue.
Yeah,
I
sorry.
like where you were going with that.
Yeah.
So I really love what you're saying, because it is popular culture to have that thought of like, how I love is how I want to be loved is how I love. And it is really insightful to then go, actually, no, because there's these love languages and these apology languages and erotic blueprints and all of these different ways that we get to connect and interconnect with each other. So ultimately, it's really about allowing that deeper surrender, that open curiosity. I'm so curious about you. I'm so excited to be curious about you. And can I share when I'm scared? And then can I be held in that? So it's not either or, it's both and more.
You know, Tahoe, I don't want you to feel like you have love dyslexia, because that's what we all grew up doing. I want flowers, I'm gonna buy you flowers, hoping you buy me flowers. And I feel like Courtney was 1,000% right. We actually spoke about this before. But I feel like what people really should like aim to do is what I aim to do is I love you the way I love you. The only thing I want you to reflect is the energy that I invest into how I can better you. I just want that back in return.
The energy.
Yeah,
I just want the energy. Like if you're gonna listen to what I say, you're gonna watch shit that I like, you might ask a friend or two. Like I just want the energy to be reciprocated, because I don't want you to do for me what I do for you.
Hey,
I don't want you to lick my pussy. I don't want you to do that. Sorry. I'm not a real person. I'm not a real person. I'm sorry.
Are you even
But I'm
looking
sorry.
at me
Sorry.
when you say that?
I was looking at the TV. I got glasses on.
I'm going through enough.
But honestly, like really though, it's you just want that energy back.
Yeah.
You know, to find out, you know, that Destin, he might like pancakes with syrup on the top. Oh shit, you heard me say that, and I woke up and you did that. That's love, you know. Or you heard Meleza say, you know what, I like Jamaican beeswax for my hair. That shit does look good for your dreads.
That's care.
You see? And
That's
now it's
care.
there.
Yeah.
Now the Amazon subscription is there. You know, it's just the energy. It's just the energy that you really want, honestly. Shout out to the Indian beeswax, though.
Destin, it's interesting to me
Grow my hair out.
that you're a master of sex. And we're going to get into that, right? But you're still trying to figure out love.
Yeah, it's true.
Aren't we all?
Like, what is the fucking love?
Aren't we all still trying to find
Why is it so hard? What the fuck is going on?
everything? That's
It's
such a complicated answer. For me, when people ask that, I'm just like, it's so fucking complicated to even answer that. To me.
I'm confused. Where are you on the love scale? On the journey of understanding it and how it adds to you, and like how it may have hurt you. Like I want to hear your story a little bit.
All right. Probably an important piece of that story is that I'm in the midst of going through a divorce.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm engaged, and I just one of the things that I'm just like, does that happen to everybody? Because I read the stats.
Yeah.
And they're like 57% this and 69% that, and I'm like, and I'm doing this.
Over a decade together, 2 kids, 4 and 6. We were close friends for a decade before we started our romantic relationship, and it seems that we're gonna move into close friends, you know, through and post our, especially post our divorce.
Yeah.
In the divorce is the most difficult time to be in that state, but we're doing well overall, but there have definitely been moments of not doing well, you know. So there's so much I learned about love through my marriage, so much, and including through the things I got wrong. You know, and I'd say that some of the places where I made the greatest mistakes, you know, are tied up in this fear that I'm bringing, you know, that I've spoken to here as well. I mean, these ways in which I think, actually what you spoke of, I think that there are ways in which my wife and I try to love one another the way that we know how to love, and not necessarily the way that each of us crave to be loved.
Yeah.
And they didn't line up. And my go-to response is always like, kind of do more and sacrifice more. And it led to, you know, I'm just taking the stuff that I can own, you know, my stuff. I'm not getting on a podcast and talking shit about it.
I don't want you to. I'm trying to get advice from you. Actually, I'm listening deeper than what you're saying, because I'm trying.
Cool.
I don't want to make those mistakes, because I know that I have propensity to make a lot of mistakes.
Don't say.
So I have a big heart, like big heart chakra, you know. Like I love big, I love deeply, and where I erred a lot was just kept trying to pour forth more, not recognizing the ways in which I wasn't always making sure that I was being properly taken care of.
Yeah.
And over time, that led to ever greater resentment.
Bro.
And so what I thought I was doing for her or for the family was not. Like, it actually was to the detriment of her and the family, because I just started getting resentful and angry.
Destin, I have a question. Do you think that you, when I hear people and they say, I love big and I love hard, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but do you think that sometimes that it needs to come with discernment, it needs to come with boundaries, it needs to come with like okay.
You're very wise. I'm noticing the things that you share.
It's the glasses.
People with glasses tend to be kind of smart.
I usually don't wear glasses.
It's the glasses.
I usually wear
tend to be a
glasses.
little
Today,
smart.
I'm wearing glasses. And because I do suffer from that too, where it's like I love big, but it's like you have to use discernment, because you can want to pour, but then there's nothing coming back to you, and you're just like, you feel sick almost. Like, but yeah.
And again, like, I want to clarify that my still wife, like, she's an incredible woman. She's an incredible woman, and she loves big in her own way, and she pours forth in, like, she was very devoted to me in her way.
Yeah.
And, you know, there are places that she got blocked because of, you know, her wounds and my wounds intersecting in a way that's caused shutdown. And I didn't know how to navigate it with her, and and vice versa. And then things just kept... We didn't get the proper support at the right time.
Okay.
And then there are certain other aspects that I think may really come down to fundamental incompatibility issues that our love and commitment kept us in, even though that lack of compatibility in these areas were there from the beginning. And we built something beautiful, even with some pretty major issues there from the beginning, and they just hit a point of unsustainability.
Would you marry again?
Sure, put me on the spot.
Yeah. Why would you do that? You're not a.
Yo, women
she's not a nice person. Bro.
You see this shit?
She's not a nice person.
Like, this man is in bliss
the
right
fuck,
now.
bro?
He's chilling.
He just rained on the fucking parade.
She gonna move her hand off his lap.
Yo, she's like.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
I don't know. The honest answer in this moment is I don't know. I would say that if you asked me a week ago, I probably would have been more firmly in the I really can't see that.
Again.
I really can't see that as being possible.
That
A
was
week
really
later,
nice.
I'm like, I don't know.
Ask me tomorrow, and I might be like, yeah.
Good for him. This week, for the both of them, this week has been amazing.
So, Destin, I want to ask you one thing, right? Since you just spoke on that, you said with marriage, if you would have asked me last week, a strong no.
Yeah.
Today, it's a I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
So now, after spending this newly time with Meleza, if you were to add something to the book, what would it be? Something new you probably discovered about yourself.
That's a great
Something
question.
that
That's
you
a really good question.
That's a really good. That's a good interview question.
You talk about my question. You talk about my question.
I actually do this for real.
Smoke one. You might have to smoke one. Like, yo, good luck.
In January, it'll be 5 years from when the book came out, and I have been contemplating strongly about doing an updated second edition. So I have already started this process of thinking about, like, what would I add? And well, one, also this, like, fuck, if I do an updated edition, I'm gonna have to write about this divorce.
Yeah.
God
Am
damn
I
it.
ready for that?
God damn it.
Given that, like, chapter 53 of the 54 chapters of the book is The Evolved Masculine Learns to Love, the story of Ellie, you know, where it's really about marrying her. You gotta pick it up.
Yeah, I just want to look through it.
And now it's like, oh yeah, now it's time later, and now this big change. So I would certainly write about the things I learned about love and relationship and commitment through the things I got right, as well as the mistakes that I made. As far as the things that I've been learning over this past week, I don't know. I mean, again, I'm also trying to be really mindful of what I'm sharing right now, because I honor Ellie. I honor my wife.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And I totally understand that.
Yeah.
And I've been through that, bro. Y'all be we be doing shit for content, and the person that you really care about can hear that shit and be like, "That's really what you mean?"
Oh yeah, I lost all my relationships.
It's like it's a fucking podcast. Yeah. This how you, you know what I mean? So I really would shift off of that. But I do think,
I'm sorry. I do want to hit one more thing. The other thing I know that I would write about now in the 5 years since is fatherhood.
Yeah.
I'm all about transformation. This book is about growth, evolution, transformation. I don't know if there's anything that has changed me as fundamentally as becoming a father.
Explain.
Yeah, because I'm a dog mom, so I can't relate.
I had to reorient my entire way of moving through the world, my sense of responsibility, the ways in which like my choices are no longer just my own. Everything is through the filter of how this affects my children. The work that I do in the world has always been driven from a strong sense of mission and purpose, but there's ways in which that was always a bit like philosophical, so to speak, like I want to make the world a better place type of thing. Now it's very tangible. My children are growing up in this world that is fucked in so many ways, and like what can I do tangibly to make it a bit better for them? What can I do tangibly to decrease the likelihood that my daughter has to experience sexual assault and trauma in her life? What are the things that I can do with my life and my work to be a model for my son, both with me directly as well as whatever like ripple effect I can have in the world? Like it made these things so fucking tangible and real.
Jesus
Can you
Christ.
relate?
This man
Can you relate to her?
passion.
Why you putting him on the spot?
I
Yo, what is wrong with you? Yo,
No, I can't relate. Fuck everything he just said. What do you want me to say?
you are really too.
Yes, of course.
just wanted to expound on
What
it
else
if
he
you
supposed to
wanted
say? And if he be like, nah, look at this bum motherfucker.
Are you a dad?
Yes, that's what I asked.
How old you? Kids?
3 children. My daughter's 23.
Oh wow.
And I have twin sons that are autistic that are 17.
Oh wow.
And so while I'm sitting here with you, I'm thinking about the effect that they've had on my life and hopefully the positive effect that I've had on their life. But yes, it's definitely a major change. Definitely a major change. It's kind of easy to live life when you don't have kids. I mean, unless you have a dog or a fish, something like that. You got to get home to feeding.
So I do. Maya likes words of affirmations in the morning. She likes words of affirmations in the morning.
Like
that's all I'm saying.
One of the things that I am very aware of that's different is like my risk calculation is very different. Like I spent my life very much having a high risk tolerance. My risk tolerance has decreased quite a bit because I gotta be there for them.
Gotta be there.
Gotta be there for
I think about shit like that. Like having issues in traffic or somebody getting road rage. I'm like, yo, I got kids, bro. I can't die today.
Kill me tomorrow.
I know that sounds crazy, but this actually
but
a
it's
real
real
story.
though.
Yeah.
That's
Like
real
I can't
though.
get fired from this job. I got kids. I got
Right.
people that actually need me.
Yeah.
Versus, you know what, fuck the world, and I can just go out and
Exactly.
smoke weed and just chill and be a fucking
Do shrooms
nomad.
and shit.
Yeah, no, I got people that actually fucking depend on me.
Well, that's another nice thing that like with having even our first child, it definitely majorly activated or heightened my instincts around protect and provide. They both shot through the roof, and the amount of money I started making went way up after fatherhood.
Focus.
Yeah.
Focus. You started grinding.
Yeah.
Now, this book,
Yeah.
explain to me what's in this book, because we know it's on chapter 53.
Yeah.
Good memory.
I haven't
this
read
is
anything with
52.
54.
54. It's 54 chapters. 54, I think, is around The Path Continues. Basically just around integrating the whole rest of the book. So the book is split into 4 primary sections, and then a 5th is like epilogue. The first section is self as creator, and that's really about how we have so much more capacity to create our world and who we are in it than I grew up believing. And these various tools that I've learned along the way, both from other modalities that exist out there as well as those that I ended up developing, to help you really crystallize a vision of, again, this is aimed at men, so crystallizing a vision of the man that you really want to be in this world, and getting crystal clear on who he is, and then working with these different tools to take it out of just the ideal realm and how do you start being him more fully today. The second section is lessons of the evolved masculine. This is, I think, 13 different lessons that I learned mostly the hard way around like what kind of man do I want to be? What does it mean to be a man in the 21st century? And so the lessons are using these stories from my life, often extreme and entertaining, but where I try to pull the universal life lesson that people can relate to and bring it through. And then the section 3 is sexual self-mastery, which is what we were referring to earlier. This starts really with the notion of everything we know about male sexuality is wrong, or at the very least, it's highly limited.
Really?
And,
I gotta stop you right there.
Sure.
Because, like, what's this self-mastery shit? Like, what do you know about, seriously, come on, stop it.
Yeah.
Because she was talking mad shit about you, and y'all been fucking. So what the fuck you been doing? Like, what's this mastery shit? What is it? You jerking off? You can jerk off without your hands? Like, what are you doing?
You're not too far off.
Telepathic jerk.
Yeah. Because you just see him when he talks, he's like this when he
He's
talks.
the real Professor Secks.
Okay, so how about a short little demonstration of what we can share with you too? It'll be clothes on, but like it'll be something.
I'm excited. What are we talking about? What do you need?
You need me to move?
No, you can stay, but we might need to move the mics
All
a
right,
little bit.
let's get the mics. Loon, help him with the mics. Okay. So, do you guys like still date other people? Are you in?
We're a week in.
Right. Oh, shit. That don't mean nothing to me.
Yeah, like you mine's now.
But are you still involved in other spaces where there's like more poly people? I know you said that you were poly.
Yes.
Like you guys are in places like that?
Yes.
You like date online or like places like Field or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've heard about Field lately and I'm not sure if I should join it. Have you guys been on there?
Definitely join it.
Why? What is good about Field?
For me personally, I love that it's an app that really focuses on the non-monogamous community, and it's also very transparent, where you can put your kinks up there and what you're into, if you're looking for a dominant, if you're submissive, if you're looking for more top or bottoming, and you can get as specific as you want, and it's not taboo, it's not stigmatized, and it creates a lot more opportunity for clear communication, as opposed to a lot of these other sites where you kind of have to navigate around that.
Right.
And a lot of people get scared around like non-monogamy, or they, think that because I'm working in the field of intimacy, that means that I'm instantly trying to upsell them on a session or something. However, I genuinely like to explore with other people without necessarily getting paid for it.
Right.
So for me, it's a great way to tap into community, to really read into people's interests, and to play and have fun.
Now, do you know that Field has updated the app? Now?
I actually haven't like redone it. It's,
updated. So they updated it now so that not only do they get to see your preferences, your kinks, you could change your gender, you could change whatever you want on it forever. Like it's unlimited times that you can change the different things, right? But now they have something where like they can actually, the person, if I'm viewing your profile, I can see the community that you're around as well.
That's
so
amazing.
I can see that you're like, say, connected to Destin or connected to Kenneth, connected to Loon. Like, so I can kind of get a gauge of the safety that you're around, and say that you are who you say you are.
Yep.
There are
Amazing.
people I trust that know you, that follow you. And that's more like, it's even to say if I'm vetting somebody for my parties.
Yep.
It's great. I go to their social media.
Yeah.
I want to see who they're involved with. I want to see how they comment and stuff like that. And so when Field added that, that's like a crazy level of safety
Yeah.
and honesty, because you might could lie to me, but all of these people mess with you that have been in the game for so long, that are really honest and what do you call the word? They have integrity
Yes.
about the way they move. They mess with you. I mess with you.
That's right.
So I really when Phil sent me that email, I was like, I actually do like that. Like, and it's not even just about hookup, because now it's like I can see it's like a community vibe. It's not just like you know, one of those other apps where, you know, you never know, a person just, they tell you, oh, whatever, but they just want fuck.
Yeah.
No, this is actually creating community around the things that you actually like and don't like and who you are. So Phil, y'all doing y'all big one with this one. Y'all doing y'all big one. Y'all might see me over there.
So if you want to play the field, get Field.
Field. It's just the app. Go to FEELD
See what I did there?
and start growing your own community based on your own kinks, your gender, any and everything that you identify. All right?
That wasn't a bar?
With yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Just cool?
Yo, come on, man. Just hit the field.
All right, go to Field, baby.
Okay. Hold on. Let's get a mic in this so that he can actually he can talk somewhat close to what's going on.
Yeah.
Dens, turn that mic up.
So if you're listening to this podcast, you might want to switch over to some video version of this.
Yes.
It's on YouTube.
Please
Watch on
follow us on
YouTube.
YouTube at youtube.com/thehardorsoftshow.
This is really happening right now.
Not
What
the
is
first
happening?
one.
So they're breathing into each other's mouths or something.
Yeah, it might be better for you to do the speaking.
Narrating.
Let me
Yeah.
get into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's wait, no, what, it's fucking, I don't know what's,
Let them
That's why he was shaking.
I don't, somebody say something.
I don't know how to describe it.
How do you make, how do you meet somebody that makes that same noise as you? Huh? Whoa, I don't know. I told you, right on Loon. Everybody has sex on Loon. Okay, so they're doing some kind of seance all of a sudden, and it didn't take no time. It's been like 30 seconds, and they're deep in a trance. And so who taught each? Who? I just really want to know who taught the other one how to make that noise.
We're gonna ask afterwards. Let them stay in it. Let's not get them out of it.
Oh shit, she's jerking off. She's coming. If she's not, I am. What the? Yo, so you're listening right now. I think they both came on my couch.
And on my leg. It's cool. I just get fucked on. That's all right. It's a thing now. It's just a thing. I'm the person that gets fucked on.
I'm sorry. It's cool. They got their clothes on, so no sticky stuff. But they definitely just both went into a real rhythmic.
Like breathing exercise.
It was breathing.
Box breathing.
And now they're breathing into each other. That's carbon dioxide. They don't care. That's what happened to me. So, we're not even here anymore. That's the shit. It's like they just teleported somewhere. They didn't even take those shrooms. They just left.
This is shrooms on
They're
demand.
literally just not even here on the couch.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm here. All right, so they think they landed just now. They're chilling. This is obviously a come down. Oh, she's gonna do it to him. She just did it to him. What the fuck? How do they both know how to do this shit? She must have read the book.
You are a little distracting.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. I just.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Listen. No problem. I just
my
get
back support.
I just get fucked on from time to time. It's cool.
I don't know.
I'm here.
Okay.
Listen, this is what I'm here to
So-
do.
That's clearly broken.
It's broken.
And Millie bought it.
Remember, I told you I'm here to help out people where I can, when I can. So if my sorry.
Yeah, because I
So-
want to ask a couple of questions about what just happened.
Wait, hold on.
Figured
With,
that.
without the comedy of Loon and
I didn't say
Tahoe.
not one word the
That was
entire
all me.
time.
That was all me. I must say
I
that
didn't
was
say
all me.
not one word the entire time.
Okay. Well,
That was tough.
that was actually.
I really hope I didn't ruin orgasm, y'all.
You did. You did. It's cool. Fuck it. You're a vibe guy.
That ejaculation without orgasm.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, sorry about that.
No, you're
He
great.
has to just
saying
has to be the
something like
class
that.
clown.
So my question
She's still like going through
Yeah,
aftershocks.
she's like this
Exactly.
aftershock.
So what I will say is I kind of understand now why you've been sitting on that end of the couch vibrating. Because it's like the leftover earthquake, pretty much. So you haven't fully
Aftershock.
landed. Yeah, there we go.
Aftershock.
It's the aftershock.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And so
We've been pretty much in this energy for a week straight. So
That's intense.
You know,
That's intense energy. Like
Yeah, it is.
you're facing. First of all, you're facing each other face to face.
Are you good, bro?
Yeah.
You need some water?
oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
You're facing each other. 'Cause I think that's intimate in itself, and then you're holding each other in each other's arms, which is also very intimate. And then the sounds. What were the sounds about? I think that's the part that kind of like threw all of us off. But what's that? What's that about?
Sound is the bridge to connection. So as we sound, we are moving the energy with each other, and we're expanding within that expression.
Yeah. So she and I are both individually on this tantric sexuality path.
Right.
And so when we came together, pun a little bit intended, it's like
good one.
we both know how to do this.
Yeah.
So it's just like plugging into a socket and
Oh,
it
thank you.
goes.
Got it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you guys need that.
And as far as the sound, so there are, the way I teach it, there's 4 primary tools for moving energy, including sexual energy: breath, sound, movement, and visualization. And so we were using all 4 of them.
Right.
And so you're pointing to the sound part. So sound is a very powerful way of moving energy. Whether we're talking about music or even this podcast, like sound is energy.
Yeah.
And for me, in my path around sexual self-mastery and my experience of full body or non-ejaculatory orgasms, the sound was the last of the pieces to really come in for me. Again, this is 18 years ago, but still. I would say that our society has 2 different models when it comes to sex, pleasure, and sound. A model for women and a model for men. The model for women is you all are supposed to be having these crazy screaming orgasms at the slightest touch. And the model for men is primarily silence, stoicism, the occasional grunt maybe.
I like my men talking, but go ahead.
All right. Sure. Maybe we got some. If you're lucky, you got some good talking and dirty talk going on in there, which that's great. That is another way of moving energy, as well as working with the mind, which like I'm all for it. Don't get me. Nothing I'm saying is is minimizing that. No. Yes, do it. Learn it. But this kind of like sounding and vocalization is a different flavor. One, I don't know if it's so much as a learning as it is an unlearning. Like I think that is natural for us.
Yeah.
But we learn as men, particularly that to just the stoicism type of approach.
Yeah.
Just like to keep it in.
Yeah.
I know that when I first started to realize I think there's something here for me with the sound thing. It was very uncomfortable. I thought I was afraid of looking like a fool. I was afraid of her like laughing at me or, who wants to be fucking laughed at in bed? You
Right.
know?
No.
Been there before.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I'm sorry.
No, I fell. It's okay. It happens. It happens. Sorry.
So, like at first, it was very much like under my breath, like but even that, the woman at the time, responded really positively to. Like I saw this like smile creep along her face,
Right.
and like like the sense of like, ooh, he likes this.
Yeah.
And then she started doing more of what she was just doing, which
Right.
gave me immediate positive reinforcement. And I'm like, okay, maybe I could lean into this a little bit more.
Right.
I know you can't shut me up. You
Shit.
And so I'd say that sound can be about more than just performance, which
Right.
it often is for the model we have for women.
Right.
Or something to be repressed, which is often kind of the thing that men experience.
Right.
So much so that we often don't even realize we're doing it anymore. We don't even have access to it
Right.
because there's this disconnect.
Right.
But instead, where that sounding ends up being an expression of what we're feeling as well as like an exploration of what we're feeling.
Yeah.
Meaning like different sounds feel differently in your body.
Yeah.
And by exploring different sounds, you feel like, oh, that feels like this, or
Right.
that making this sound feels this different way.
Yeah.
What feels good.
Right.
And let it out.
You know, Destin,
Yeah.
the reason why I'm happy you're here,
Yeah.
literally a couple months ago, a little bit before Courtney got here, we have, the segment of the show is hard soft. So things men like and don't like about sex and women. That's what it was originally, but it's evolved. But one of the hards that I said was, I was like, yo, I like when I'm in sync and in tune with my partner and we kind of just flowing with each other. I was like, when it comes to like, the kissing and the touching and things like that, like it's almost like pure lust. It almost looks like sex without sex. And they laughed at me. It's cool. But honestly, I've never quite done it like that, but I was like, you know what? I've seen something similar like this before. So to see it from like from an audience standpoint was, at first I was like, oh shit, it just happened right away. But if it was definitely like one of the more intriguing things that, you see. So it was like you're a basketball player, now you're sitting in the crowd watching somebody else play basketball. It's like, oh shit, it's happening. Like, this is what it looks like.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say, like, that was definitely, listen guys, please, you need to see this. I know it sounds a little funny if you just have the headphones in. I will admit, it would just sound funny with no visual.
Right. You
But
need
please
visual.
come to the YouTube, subscribe. You got a lot of you motherfuckers are watching and not subscribing, and I know who you are.
Right.
I know who you are. I'm gonna start checking phones when I see you motherfuckers.
Exactly. Phone
Please
check.
go to
Subscribe.
YouTube. You go to YouTube. You heard what she said. Subscribe. Go to youtube.com/thehardorsoftshow, not pod, this show, and subscribe to see the performance that Meleza and Destin just gave us.
Meleza, I have a question for you. When you leaned back, when you was on Tahoe's lap, when you leaned back,
I'm Loon,
what
that's
were
right.
you feeling at that moment? What was that? Sorry, I'm just so curious about all of this.
Great.
So there's certainly like an array of different experiences and feelings, like which can be referred to as somatic experiences, the experience of the body. And so I'm feeling, the way I describe it is I'm feeling like ocean waves crash on the shore and recede, as opposed to rocket ship energy. It's this coming in and coming out that's weaving and flowing throughout my entire body like an electricity. That's also like this serpentine snake-like energy, this kundalini serpentine snake-like energy that's rising and wrapping, that's tingling and sensational and warm, and it's like when you eat a Gushers and it bursts in your mouth and you're like, everywhere.
I like that analogy. That analogy is
I ain't gonna lie.
Let it gush in your mouth.
Gusher in your mouth is not.
That's how I be feeling when I drug with the vibrator. I be feeling just
Yes,
like that.
exactly.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like that.
I think it's a joke. It's that's how it felt.
Yeah,
It's almost
dead
like
ass.
it's almost like you
Yeah.
imagine like you fill up a cup and it's like at the brim, and then that one little drop, boop, now you're overflowing.
Yeah.
Yo, red dead ass do feel like that.
Well,
You know, I do like how it feels when you like when you sit by water and you see that happening.
Yes.
That feeling is just, it feels amazing. So I can only imagine that feeling, but in your body.
Yeah.
Wow. Like, that's
So,
crazy.
so my next question is is a couple questions. First thing is first. Is this something that is teachable?
Yes.
Right?
well, we both learned.
Because you guys said that you found each other like this. You said, correct? And you said it was more so like a plug-in kind of thing. And my thing is, if it is learnable or teachable, is this something that you can develop or have with just anybody? And is everybody capable of performing these kind of, scenarios? Is
Yes
what
and
I would
no.
like to know. I like that.
Yes and no. We're all on our journey, right? And we all have our neurodiversities, and we all have our expressions, and we all have our ways of being. So it may not look the same way, but there's definitely a transference of energy that can happen between all of us. So it's really tapping into that subtlety, and the pause, the sacred pause. And this is something that I brought up a bit, we both brought up at Exotica conference. For those of you who are musicians, we all know that the music comes from the pause. It's that moment where the break happens and then the music starts again.
Yep.
So really learning how to surrender deeper into that spaciousness, into that pause, is very supportive for that energy to start trickling in.
And also, just to let you guys know, I charge a fee for using my knee as a prop. I'll be billing you guys.
We'll
Don't
do
worry
a
about
trade.
it.
Don't worry.
Oh, really? Hey.
Yeah,
All right. I like the way this is going.
I have had versions of this experience with quite a few people at this point. That is true. And it is different with somebody else who has cultivated within themselves. One, as you said, like it can happen immediately between the two of us instead of spending all this time working on building this energy in order for it to start being activated or felt. Secondly, like with, I mentioned earlier, I developed this sexual self-mastery 13-week digital training, and I really view that as a foundational piece, particularly as a man, to be able to play in these arenas and to be able to hold a lover through this kind of experience is activate the sexual energy in your own body. So it's not just a physical, oh, look, I'm horny. I got hard. I need to fuck something and have a release. And I didn't ask. My language is okay here.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Please, go on.
We're actually being
Stop putting my business out on the street.
Yeah. We're behaving
You're not
today.
supposed to
You
know
don't have to.
We're behaving today.
That instead to be able to start to feel this as like there's this energy in your body and the sexual energy that generates, and learn to take it so that way instead of just your pelvis, you know, like between your hips, your cock, your balls being like that's the container for your sexual energy. Instead to learn to open up so that your entire body head to toe is the container for that sexual energy. So that when you're generating this energy in your groin, if this is just your container, if the pelvis is the soul of the container, well, that container fills up and it pops out the one way it knows how in ejaculation. If instead you learn how to open that up and teach your body and the like neurology of your body that no, all of this, every nerve of your body is part of the sexual experience, and start to map them together so that the arousal in your groin starts to be connected to touch and feeling and sensation other places. It starts to learn, your body starts to learn that, oh, this all matters. And it all starts to light up with that heightened state. And you can learn to take this energy that is generating your groin and move it up your spine, move it down your limbs, like down your legs, the bottoms of your feet, up through your torso, down your arms, at your fingertips, up to your torso, up through your head, out the top of your head, out your mouth.
God damn. That was a good interaction.
Exactly.
And the heart connection. So Tantra is the heart. It's key. So you know the infinity sign?
Yep.
I seen the Avengers.
Right?
So,
Oh, that's Infinity Stone. Sorry. Sorry. Yo, I'm trying. God damn it. I'm trying.
real person.
I be trying. I was like, what Thanos got to do with this? The fuck he did? They don't say sexy.
Serious.
Fuck. Sorry.
No, I love it. It's very cosmic, which is Tantra as well. You're right. So the infinity sign is like an 8 that's horizontal.
To the left. Yeah.
So in the body, the access point between the two loops is the heart. So imagine the energy circulating down and around and coming up through your heart and up and around your head and circling down and around. And that's how you move the energy. And you burst the energy out through your heart, down your pussy and your asshole and your cock and your balls and your sex and your genitals, and up through the top of your head, like he said, out through your ears and your fingertips, your toenails, the last little bit of strand of hair. Like that's what we're playing with here. And we can do this without touching. Like we can stand a distance from each other and have that.
That's actually kind of fire.
That is
but
fire.
It is stroking my curiosity, and this is what I do. So I know now this is something that you guys have both learned and have got very proficient in.
Yeah.
Tell me about the time where somebody probably did this to you, but you wasn't capable of doing it. So your first time interacting with this kind of sequence, was there a person that maybe put you onto this and they did it to you? You're like, yo, what is going on here? And, you know, kind of opened you up to this? If so, how did that go on your first interaction with that? The person who popped the cherry, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Your cosmic cherry.
Yes.
The infinity
That's
cherry.
right. Cosmic
Twist the cherry to the
cherry.
side. It's an infinity cherry.
Destin is in deep thought.
Yeah, it's funny. It doesn't easily come to mind like when I first had this kind of experience. I know that in 2006, when I did my first sexological bodywork training through the Institute for the Advanced Study of Human Sexuality out of San Francisco.
That was a lot of words.
Yeah, it is. It was during that training, or certainly in the 6 months that followed it, that I had my first like non-ejaculatory energetic orgasm experiences. I would say that the woman I was with at the time, who I write about quite a bit in this book, in the book I call her Kirsten, that she was a major inspiration for me in the way, like she was a highly orgasmic woman. I think of her as being naturally tantric. And she moved so much sexual energy, both during sex and just in life, but didn't necessarily have the kind of training at that time, and I didn't either. So there's a lot of discovery that was happening there. And so I know I was inspired by seeing and experiencing the way that she was, and initially feeling like, I don't experience that. Like, what the fuck is that? I want that.
Yeah.
And then the other piece that I think is really key is actually with Ellie, my still wife. But I still don't know what to call her.
It's okay, and I think that's fair. That's fair.
Early in our knowing one another, again, like 20 years ago, we dropped into a deep tantric eye gaze experience with one another when we did not know what that was, and we had no language for it. Just suddenly like dropped into this eye gaze connection with one another that felt like we were magnetized to one another, like we couldn't break it. It was just and both of our jaws being like, I don't know what the fuck's going on right now, but it's amazing.
Fire.
That's how I feel right now. I'm still looking at them both like,
shut up.
I'm just glad they stopped shuddering.
He was vibrating like a
They was
Motorola
vibrating
flip.
for a minute. Is this something that you do in group? Is it something that you guys just do by yourselves? Have you ever had like a cosmic orgy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
yeah.
See,
It's
that's
something we
that's
can bring
some
to your
shit.
play party if you want.
You
Our play party, which will be November 2nd.
That's actually fire.
Our play party.
No, that's
Listen,
that's fire.
come to our play party November 2nd. We might have a cosmic room. We'll turn the 8 to the side. Thanos won't be there, I assure you. And yeah, let's have some fun.
How does that work in a like if say it's an orgy, like say if we go to a play party, you and the people there don't have the connection that you guys have. How do you? Could you teach the people in the room how to do that?
Versions of it. I mean, different people would have different experiences.
Could you do that with us right
levels
now?
of experience.
I'm not about to cosmically fuck you, bro. I'm not about to cosmically fuck you, bro.
Imagine you're fucking yourself. This is self mastery.
I don't want to fuck me
This
in
is
front of
self
you.
mastery.
I don't want. We're not.
I would like to see if y'all could help me have that moment.
So, Lourdes Star Shower is one of my teachers and mentors. She's well into her 60s, and she's been doing this for about the same time Destin has, like 25 years. And so she does teach a breath work meditation that I can show you right now if you're open to it.
I'm open to it.
Okay, great. So let's just go
Curious.
ahead
I wanna see- I
and...
wanna
Do you
see
have to
something.
breathe
Yeah.
into my mouth? Because I would have to ask my
No,
fiance if that's cool.
we can do that later.
Hold on, let me shoot it. Hold on, let me shoot it. He said, let me shoot a text. Hold on.
Bring her along.
With the
Is it
permission of your
Courtney,
fiance.
are you
It's just breath work, right?
It's a little bit more. You gotta move your groin.
So it's going to be a visualization and breath work. It's a multi-step process, but I can probably download it to you as quick as possible. Okay. So it's really important to root your feet into the ground. We really need to feel our feet on the ground, and you really need to feel your bosom, your buttocks, your booty on the chair. And if you need to spread your ass cheeks a little bit so you really get in there, it's okay.
My type of party.
And so
I got on jeans. It don't.
yeah, that's all right.
Spread
No
too
worries.
much.
Yes. So we're gonna. A lot of times the way we breathe is very different in tantra, but we're gonna take a breath in through our nose, expanding our belly, and breathing out through our mouths, contracting the belly. Beautiful. Y'all did that really great. I didn't hear you make any sound, Loon.
He's faking it.
So I can hear you.
All right.
So we're going to try that again.
One more time,
Breathing
one more
in
time.
through the nose, expanding the belly, big breath, and out through the mouth, contracting the belly, making a sound. Yeah, beautiful. I heard it.
bet.
So now you're going to do that breath. However, you're going to visualize breath moving up from your perineum, from your anus, up through your spine, up and around the top of your head to your third eye, and down the front of your body. We're just going to do that first step, okay?
It's like an inner fart.
There you go.
Can you behave?
Yes. I love that. Yes.
Queef.
The inner queef of outer expression. Yes. So go ahead.
Let's say,
I didn't get
So
that extra one.
now you're going to do this
I
again.
feel like I kegel.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's
Yeah, yeah.
good. That's actually really good. So you're going to do that again. The next time you're going to hold the breath at the third eye, and you're going to hold as long as you can, and then you're going to release. Okay? Breathing in. Holding at the third eye. Hold, 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 hold. Release. And allow your body to move. If however it wants to move, if your hips want to move, if your shoulders want to move, your chest, whatever.
A little stiff.
All right?
I need to
So
be
the
free.
next step is we're going to tighten our butthole. So we're going to breathe up, tighten our butthole, hold at the third eye for as long as we can, and then we're going to release. And I want you to really tighten that booty, okay? So take a nice deep breath in. Hold and tighten. Tighten. Hold. 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 Feel yourself shaking. Feel the energy bubbling up. Feeling the concentration and the focus. Bringing up the energy, holding it. And release and shake.
Hey, y'all. You know what's so funny? I actually did this in boot camp. It's something called TRE treatment. It's some kind of thing. You know, are you familiar with that?
The exercise TRE?
Yeah. So we do that, and I was in like an academy, and I thought it was a load of bullshit. And then when I did it, you dead ass do, you was shaking. You do the thing with your feet like this, and it's like right in your hips, and you really, it's almost like how your body decompresses too.
Before she
like after
said
trauma.
anything about shaking, I was really like,
Nah,
this,
you
'cause
really
I'm
be shaking.
trying
You
to clench my butt cheeks.
Yeah.
But
Don't look
it
me in
feels
the
like more
face.
like a kegel. to
Don't
me.
look me in the face and say
Is it
butt.
supposed to be a kegel? Or?
I'd say so. I mean, honestly, I would do slight variation on what she shared. Just that when you're doing that, the squeezing of your butthole or your kegel, on the squeezing in, I like to think of it as like there's a tightening that you're concentrating the energy going upwards. So it's like tightening here, and then it's like tighten, pulling like tighter
And I
all
feel
the
it,
way
like,
up
here.
until you're like
Yeah.
pushing it all like right here, and then holding
felt
that. So
that.
you're feeling this like kind of like if you're feeling all this pressure here that wants to blow, you're instead bringing all the pressure up here until it feels like it wants to blow, and then when you let go, especially with the intent or the visualization of it flowing down, suddenly this energy that you concentrated just wants to go and shoot through
I
the
would
rest of your body.
say by the third inhale and release, I felt tingle in my hands.
Yes, queen.
And I was just like, what the fuck is this?
Y'all are very advanced, I have to
Yeah,
say.
not
Like,
bad
you're
for
because you're
first try.
open, you're ready to explore, you're curious, you're following your intuition, and that in and of itself
so
just gives the chance for the energy to
crazy.
flow.
Facts.
Now imagine what would happen if you do it a few thousand times.
Right.
If I never did I'll
shit
be
myself.
honest. If I never did
One of those times.
if I never did TRE, I probably wouldn't have believed it either. I'm not, but it's a real thing. Though,
So
for
Tantra is over 8,000 years old. It is almost in everything that you know to be true without knowing. It exists. It is like the fascia of the universe. It's fascinating, truly. And so oftentimes I'm walking in the world and I'm like, that's tantric, that's tantric, that's tantric. And there's all these things that exercise regimens and all these entrepreneurs have taken from these practice and applied it in a way that you can do your somatic experience and your embodiment where the philosophy isn't at the spiritual philosophy isn't at like the peak of it, you know, and then you can weave that in later as you want, but there's no pressure, you know, just feel it.
I'd like to say that I entered Tantra for the sex, without a doubt.
Lit.
But
That's my dog.
But I stayed for the spiritual awakening. Like, it fucking has changed me at a fundamental level. It's changed who I am. It's changed how I operate as I move through the world.
You know what's so funny? I'm not gonna lie. I don't like to disrespect anybody's craft. I've never learned about Tantra in general, but did this remind me of like a form of like meditation, right?
Definitely.
And what I will say is when I went through a process recently that required a lot of meditation. Tahoe would tell you, I was really I was in a zone that I've never in my
Tunnel
life
vision.
been
They
in,
use a lot of
you
tunnel
know?
vision.
And what I would say is I use this as like a manifestation thing, you know, like I cleaned my house for once, you know, woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning. I sat on the floor and I did something similar to this. And what I will say for what happened to me, I wasn't supposed to achieve what I achieved. But because I did this and I was just so focused, so locked in, I just filled myself with like positive energy. Like, yo, listen, this is the vibe, nothing else. It was a miracle that took place, and I dead ass accomplished what I needed to accomplish.
Congratulations.
All jokes aside. So I'm not gonna sit here and say this is something that I do, because I actually haven't done it since I accomplished it, which is bad on my part. But I will say that this shit works. I've seen it firsthand work before.
And that's sex magic.
Now I gotta use it for orgasms.
Yo, it's funny because before you just said
Yeah.
what you're supposed to feel like, that's exactly what it felt like to me. No bullshit. When I did it, I realized I'm trying to like force the energy up, right? And then I started feeling whatever these glands are back here,
Your ears?
like pulsating.
No, there's
and
like
I'm trying to.
My fault.
There's like
It's-
something here. I don't know what
so-
it's called.
I can't
but
remember right now.
So, but y'all know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
and I felt it like trying to get tight, and so I'm just trying to focus it, and just like you said, like I didn't do the that you did, but I did feel it tightening in my forehead.
Yeah.
So I'm a parent, I guess I'm supposed to learn how to get that, and then learn to release it from here.
Yeah, like
Release it.
there are different ways to do it, but the way we were is down the body.
Okay, so back
you brought
down?
You brought it up through the back of your body, and then next step would be down the front of your body. So
Out through your groin.
Could be, but there's this one as the microcosmic orbit. This actually isn't directly through the tantric lineage. It's more through the Taoist sexuality lineage, but you know there's crossover. So it's microcosmic orbit. So we think of like a cosmic orbit, like the Earth around the sun, for example. The microcosmic orbit meaning this smaller version that's within our own bodies. So the way this energy wants to flow in our bodies up, like from the perineum, the taint, this first chakra point, this up the spine to the top of the head, or to within the Taoist system they teach touching the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, right behind the front teeth or the palate, and then to complete the circuit, as I say, and then down the front side of your body, back down to that same perineum, same like pelvic floor area, and then back up
Again.
and then down, and then
So
back
you're doing
up.
a circle.
So you keep circulating this orbit, and it's through the circulation of it that it's generating and building.
Yeah, how do y'all share that with somebody else?
Great question. There's
Great question. I like that.
then there. So in the male body, our lingam, as they say in Sanskrit, the wand of light, aka your cock, your dick, whatever you want to call it.
My wand of light. I'm using it. I'm jacking that.
Take it. It's
I'm
yours.
jacking
My magic wand.
It's your wand of light. Yeah.
Light her up from the inside.
Lightsaber.
Yeah, that's right.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Yes.
Luke, I am your father.
And that's my positive pole. So your positive pole, for the matter. Her heart is her positive pole. My heart is my negative pole. So I skipped one. Her yoni, or sacred space, or pussy, or vagina.
Pussy sounds so far from sacred space.
Let me get in your sacred space, baby.
You know, I'm still
love
still a big fan of
pussy.
pussy.
Yeah, especially with the
With
S.
my wand of light.
Anybody home in the sacred space?
I like petting the pussy.
Yeah, we like that.
Period.
So her yoni is the negative pole. So my positive pole enters her negative pole. Her heart is her positive pole. My heart is the negative pole. So in this way, we're creating a circuit in that sense. I breathe out through my lingam. She breathes in through her yoni, up to her heart center, out through her heart. As I breathe in through my heart, down to my lingam, out through my lingam, up through her yoni, out through her heart, into my heart.
So you have to be in
down
sync. You have to kind of try to sync with the person.
Yeah, you
And
want to.
Do you
want to,
know? How do I? But come on, yo.
I did.
He shot one. She caught it. I'm like, yo, what the fuck?
I literally caught it on the screen.
The hell is going on here? He just started shaking like a
Nah, he's
blackberry.
playing, bro. Because he's like, yo, catch this. And she's like, got it.
I'm like, Tom Brady to Randy Moss.
You think he's slick? I'm still here.
Like who texted me?
When y'all were doing it, so here's my thing. I'm a clown.
You don't say.
I am. And it's funny, earlier I was doing a show with Kasha, and so much of a clown, I laugh when I'm uncomfortable, right?
Sure,
So
yeah.
if I'm at a funeral,
No.
there have been times I'd smile or try to like hold back or smile at some of the weirdest shit while everybody else is grieving. And I realized that that's just like some type of nervous response that I have, right? How do I ground myself to actually be able to feel this full experience? Because even while doing this, it was happening like I'm really trying to do it, butt cheeks clenched. Kegel is going. I'm up focusing, but as I'm doing this, I start cracking a smile because like it's just I'm weird. I don't know. How do I get centered to do that?
Well, honestly, the biggest thing I'd say is to be compassionate with yourself, and that, so what? Do it again. As you become more acclimated to it, that nervousness around it will lessen.
As you become more like your thing to do, you'll kind of
You find your groove with it.
find your groove.
Also, to cut you some slack, you were in front of mad people.
Yeah.
You know, like when I did it that one time, I was
It's
in
supposed
my
to be
house.
an orgy.
Bro, you can't start off. You can't lose your virginity in an orgy. You gotta at least one-on-one first, bro. The fuck? What's wrong with your villain origin story? Can you imagine if you lost your virginity as an orgy? How that would shape your sexual origin story?
Wow.
Dream.
I think I'm gonna write a book.
That's a dream.
How I lost my virginity in an orgy.
Love it.
1 for 5.
Yes. What time is it?
1:25.
All right.
We're here.
We need to start the show.
We can start the show.
You guys ready? No, you guys prepared? You ready to start
Yep.
the show?
All right.
Okay.
Let's start.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still
You
sitting
want me
here
to
like,
welcome? You want me? You good?
yeah, yo, shoot me one. No, I'm just playing.
Oh, sorry. I don't know.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Hardorsoft Show, where men originally were supposed to sit down and discuss the things we like about sex and don't like about sex. But now that we're evolved, we also discuss the things that women get wet about and dry about. I am here
That was kind of cool.
with my mon frere, debonair, Doctor.
You tried it.
I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, Malcolm Secks, a.k.a. Dick Flair, a.k.a. Pop Strokes, a.k.a. DM Secks, a.k.a. I'm not calling you Wanda Life. I'm not lying.
Wanda Life.
No, you can do that. Tahoe TV,
That's right. Arnold Palmer here. Y'all already know what it is.
a.k.a. Steph Jerky,
So now I don't have all the AKAs for our co-hosts here.
I got it. It's all right.
You want to do it? You want to do that
To
too?
the right, we have what's the word I'm looking for? The unique, custom-made, tailor-made, the intelligent, the beautiful,
super beautiful,
nice set of titties as well.
super titties.
They're hidden today.
They're hidden for once. I don't. She left her
Not
titties
really.
at work.
I left my titties
She
at
left
work.
her titties at
I
work.
left my titties at
They're
work.
here with
They're-
Courtney
I'm looking.
Shaw, aka Courtney Hardashian, aka Courtney Hordashian,
Jesus.
aka
That's crazy.
Mrs. Tuesday, aka the close friend bandit, aka bonnet and glasses first thing after a lit night. How are you two doing today?
Yeah, he's so real.
It is when I have a
so
lit
right.
night.
Yeah,
I'll be in my
right.
bonnet and glasses like, hey,
Let-
close friend.
With the titties on the chin. I haven't showed you how Courtney. I'm not gonna do it.
Oh, you did. I'm doing good. This was such a good episode. Like you
guys
guys,
are doing a great
first of
job.
all, your energy here
job.
just
Wait,
it's,
hold on. Let's introduce the guest.
Yes, sorry. Let's do that. Sorry. go
Courtney
ahead.
is still recovering from her spiritual orgasm.
Yes. Yes.
And we have the pleasure of sitting with the man of the hour. Now, what I want to tell you first, before I even introduce you, this is my second time seeing you. What did I tell you the first time that I saw you? You don't remember?
No, I have no idea.
I said, yo, I love that shirt.
Oh.
This is killer outfit. I'm very big on 2 for 2. You're 2 for 2.
2
I'll
for
give
2 in
you
your
that.
outfit.
We are with Mr. Destin.
Gerek.
Sorry.
Gerek.
I forgot. I couldn't read the last name. Sorry. I just remember Destin. We're with
But
Destin
if you
Gerek.
took the shades, all right.
It's sunny.
No, it's go good.
We're with Mr. Destin Gerek. How are you doing today, Mr. Destin?
Better than ever.
You know you've been saying that for quite a while.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's been a good week.
Somebody's
Yeah.
had a good couple of days.
I
You don't say. And to the right of him,
I think
we
he's
are
the second
sitting-
guy to have orgasm on my couch.
Yeah.
Who was the first? I don't want to know.
Nobody else has had an orgasm on my couch before. I don't think.
My dick got hard on the couch once or twice.
He went fully through.
I love being somebody's first.
And to the
Really
right,
did.
he is joined by the beautiful Miss Meleza.
Yes, Meleza Morris.
Meleza Morris.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
this is the gang today, gang.
Yeah.
Gang, gang.
Yeah. Yeah. So Destin,
Yeah.
what do? You go to Exotica. You obviously you wrote your book.
I did.
What do you do now? Like, as far as I know, you have like several platforms that you do. You told me that you do a seasonal podcast.
Yeah.
Tell us a lot about yourself.
Sure. I've been in this realm of sexuality education, transformation, coaching work for, I think, 28 years now.
Wow.
What the
Just
fuck?
Freaking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah. It's changed forms over the years, but then I had what I consider my spiritual awakening. I think next week is 20 years ago. And it was...
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was very natural for me when that occurred to be in the inquiry of what does this profound like sexual path that I've been on, how does that intersect with this newfound spiritual path that I'm on? And being in that question, I discovered Tantra and Tantric sexuality, which has informed so much of my life in the past 20 years, 18 years. As far as the book, The Evolved Masculine, Be the Man the World Needs and the One She Craves, #1 Amazon bestseller. All this.
Talk your
Not
shit.
to brag.
Talk your shit.
Not
though.
to
Talk your
brag.
shit, though.
But if you must know,
Talk your
It's
shit.
done well. It's done well. And the work I'm known for, one of the big things I'm known for is my sexual self-mastery training. Again, I've put a couple thousand men through it. Basically helping men learn. Well, the big marketable things is learning to be truly at choice over when or even if you ejaculate.
sold.
Exactly. Like that's
what works.
one of the 4 primary things I put forward, but that one is the one for most.
Yeah.
Somebody actually hit me today, asking me how do I stay longer in bed.
I actually had
There you
that
go.
problem.
Somebody
the other day.
literally DM'd me today, and it's not the first person because we're on the show.
Yeah.
Guys think that maybe we have a clue, and I said, it wasn't you. Sir Marvelous was on the show with me and Kasha. He said edging. He said edging is a way to extend your way. Is that something that you tell people to do, or is there more
I
to
think
it?
it's a great start.
It's a great start.
I'm not a do these 3 things tonight, and but I'm a let's really go deep. And I like using our sexuality, which is such a massive driver in men's lives, as like this gateway into like a deep transformative process. Like, how can we utilize this to be better men, to be more that what we're capable of being, and to be better lovers? But yeah, let's, if you're interested in being a better lover, let's use that to be better lovers and then be better men.
I agree. I actually like that notion. You know, me and Courtney were saying earlier, well, I'll speak for myself. My whole life growing up, I've always been focused on the sexual part of relationships, the sex. I need to master sex. I need to do this with sex. I need to be the sex god, and I kind of, nothing wrong with that, by the way. You might be looking at the sex god, I'm just joking. But I kind of threw away or neglected, how about just remember we were speaking, being a decent human being, having good energy, doing good each and every chance that you get. How can you be somebody that's felt and not just seen, And I feel like as men, most adults, we tend to like neglect that part. So to hear you say, like, okay, well, let's not just focus on sex. How can we focus on being better men? When you spoke about the impact you want to have on your kids' lives, how can I make this world a better person for my daughter who's going to grow up to be in this world, or my son who has to walk these paths? I feel like no matter what, I joke around a lot. I am not a serious person. I get that. But the reason why I'm thoroughly enjoying this is because we're also, putting out there, the sex is cool. Having satisfying your partner is cool. Being freaky is cool. But how can you go out there and leave like a positive impact to those around you? And honestly and truthfully, I will say that I am kind of curious to see like what this process is that 1,000 men have went to. I do want my dick to stay hard forever. You got me there. But I am curious to see like what the other parts of, what the other elements of it is. Yeah. And, seeing who you are today, seeing like the man that I see you to be from what I've seen so far versus where you said you came from chapter 1, it's definitely something that I want to just commend you on and shed some light on that.
Thank you.
For sure.
I appreciate it.
I do have a listener letter, y'all. If you don't mind. You got, now, do you mind sitting in on the guy talk real quick? Courtney does.
I'm gender fluid. I have an energetic cock. Don't worry. Don't
energetic
be shy about
cock.
me.
What the fuck? Every time I think I got y'all figured out, I say some shit.
Honestly, I'm glad she said that because it actually is about a woman with a cock.
You're not
excellent.
serious.
This is my area of expertise.
The story is actually a listener letter. Somebody sent us on Patreon. And the question is, hopefully you guys can help. Maybe Courtney, maybe Loon.
Don't look at me.
Definitely Destin. I'm pretty sure he's going to have an answer for this. Let me see. Of course, Mr. Energy Cock over there. Hey, y'all, I need help. So I'm in my 30s, and I've been married to my wife for years. We live a poly lifestyle. We currently have someone we've been dealing with on and off for a year. The problem that I'm having is the woman that we're in the situationship with wants to use a strap-on my wife. It's happened before our threesomes, and unfortunately, I made the sex awkward when it happened. I'm a very open-minded guy. I'm just struggling with seeing my wife getting penetrated by someone else. It also doesn't help that the strap is bigger than me.
Let's get to what's really going on.
I'm sorry.
It's a 10-inch, and I'm about 7.5.
10 inches crazy.
Stars, where you
I
going
can
with
really
Subway
use advice to get over this insecurity or just ease my mind from this situation.
Amazing
I got it.
question.
I got it. Started. That shit bigger than my dick too, bro. Don't feel no type of way. That's one.
That
Keep
dick
it a
is
buck.
bigger than a lot of men
Nigga,
out
got
there.
me one. First things first, bro. Ain't no regular guy just walk around with a foot of dick.
Yeah, like
You ever seen a Subway foot long? Imagine eating a Subway dick. That's just mad dick. That's one. Sorry, I'm not a real person. I get it. Second of all, me and Tahoe, we've had this discussion before. There's such a thing as threesome etiquette, right? So if it's a threesome, say it's 3 individuals right here. Now, what he said in the beginning was very, I'm going to highlight it. Me and my lady have been dealing with somebody, right? Now, when you have a threesome, there's usually an objective. People don't know this. Like you having these fucking faulty ass threesomes. It's either, A and B are pleasing C, or C is pleasing A and B. So I feel before you, it could be different variations, but before you engage in these threesomes, I feel it's important for you and your partner to develop the objective of what you guys are doing this for. Now, if it's for your wife, for your lady, then okay, me and you, we gonna please her. So if that's the objective, you kind of got to throw aside the awkwardness. While she's strapping her down, yo, help her out. Be more support. Maybe kiss her, play on the titties, eat some box, you know, push her up, dap her up. I don't know. Do something, figure it out. But I look at it like sports. Like if the objective is to win the game, it don't really matter who's taking the shots as long as we win. You know what I'm saying? So that would be my advice. Try to just have that sexual threesome etiquette talk before you go in. So you're not in here looking to see who's going to pass the ball.
But if you've been dealing with me and her for a while, why are you purposely coming in with a dick a quarter bigger than mine? Like, what you trying to do? Why you can't just come with a 7.5?
That's
like,
all Amazon had
You can't
left,
just show up with the same size sword. You want
No.
to come in here with fucking He-Man Sting talking about, like, that's not crazy.
I mean, that's not a bad point. Like that, there could very well be underlying power dynamics going on in this.
You know what I'm saying?
situation.
We've been doing this for mad long. Now you want to show up with big dick? Like, what's up?
Well,
Big dick
behind
energy.
closed doors without him, that's what they're doing. So why not be transparent and bring in a new flavor into the space? Personally, if I'm having a DP experience, I want a smaller penis in my ass. Then I want a larger penis in my pussy.
7.5 is smaller.
No,
but
it's not small, but it's smaller.
Yo, help me out here.
It's not
This shit felt personal.
It's not a Big Mac. This shit hit home. It's a quarter pounder with cheese. It ain't quite a Big Mac.
Okay, so let's talk spit roasting, you know? Like, I might want the 7.5 in my mouth and I want the 10 in my pussy.
Yeah.
You know, and that shit's mad hot. Like, I'm going to get so stimulated. I'm going to feel so turned on. I'm going to be safer with both of my partners and my lovers. I'm getting the different sensation. Now we're in this together. Like, it's not that I'm doing one thing behind closed door with one partner and another one behind closed doors with the other partner. We can come together. Pun intended.
Again,
and
knee slapper.
and we can have that level of connection. Now, I think what Destin mentioned was let's get to the real problem, and also what this fine gentleman who's vulnerable enough to write this mentioned is the size and the insecurity piece.
Yes.
How do we broach the subject of supporting men feel more secure with their cocks in comparison to other cocks? And porn, unfortunately, mainstream pornography does not help.
It doesn't.
However, that's what we're working on. Destin specifically is working more on that. And folks like Erica Lust and other directors who are amazing, and Kenneth Play, and all of these amazing facilitators that are changing how we see sexuality on camera and television and film. So I think it would be great for you to mention a little bit more about that.
Yeah, like how do I
come
deal
on,
with
Allie.
the anxiety of that?
Come
Like,
on, Allie, you.
the big dick thing.
Yeah, that was 10 inches. That's a lot of dick.
That was a lot. Okay.
I'm not putting 10 inches in my pussy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, she's on.
A little CBD move? Come on.
Yeah.
More people like
someone
her.
who's very,
She's a Spartan.
very blessed and curved, and I was just like, this
Shout out to my curve brothers.
this is not
My son was like-
comfortable.
Curb your enthusiasm. Haymaker.
Well, one, I it leaves me wondering, like, he says that he's been with his wife for years now. Like, what's the level of communication that they're able to have with one another? Like, is he able to express his own vulnerability and insecurity that he's feeling, not just with strangers through the internet on a podcast, but like with the woman that he's married to? Because that's where I would suggest that he begins. If you're going to have this level of vulnerability, shared between the three of you, like, get into those places of realness. Having threesomes, like bringing somebody new, period, into your relationship is a vulnerable experience.
Yeah.
And so use it. Like, if vulnerable experiences are an opportunity to deepen your intimacy with one another, to share those things that are uncomfortable sharing, that if you are able to have those conversations, can bring the two of you more closely together. And those places where you feel insecure, it's the hiding of the insecurity that tends to amplify the insecurity. So by being able to have that conversation more out in the open may actually be a healing experience.
I have a so.
Get a smaller dick.
What if
Sorry.
this is something she wants?
Yeah.
like he can share his insecurity, but she shouldn't have to deny her desire now that they're in this space where he's kind of getting what he wants from the situation. He's got 2 shorties, or I mean, I don't know if he's interacting sexually with the other one. I'm not sure, but they've agreed to be here.
Yeah.
She's saying, this is what I desire,
Great.
period. He's coming with insecurity, but she's like, but I kind of like it with no affront to you. I kind of would like that, right? Sure. What I would like to know from the men in the room, seriously, or from the ladies, right? But I just feel like men, we lead a lot with sex without ego, especially unevolved men. Egos is big when it comes to our sexual, things. And it's like, how do I deal with that? Someone shot to my ego about not having what they have.
I mean, first of all, with this writer who contacted you, assuming he's being fully honest with all of his numbers, he's already working with more than most men are working with. So keep that in mind when you're dealing with your insecurities.
I would assume
here.
I would assume that he's not. I would assume that he's lying about the 7.5. I'm just saying, because at 7.5, I'm all right. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna give the 10 inches like, okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got a little bit more, but let me see what you can do with that.
Right.
What if
I
that
can do something with mine.
What if that shit a little girthy though?
Sure.
They all pretty girthy.
What if
there's not a 10-inch skinny cock out there, unless it's made for anal.
Remember we seen? Never mind.
I mean,
Nope.
dildo?
No, a real
10-inch
one.
skinny strap? You think so?
I've seen some fascinating.
That was made for
cocks.
ass. That was made for ass. That was made for anal. It was made for anal. But go ahead. So what were you guys saying? I'm sorry.
I feel Dustin's right, honestly. Just to piggyback off of what he said. But, me and you, we have this conversation all the time. We've had a similar conversation in a different scenario. And I say you got to be really, you got to do a lot of self-work on you, one. And then you have to tell you, I can't tell you this, you can tell you this. Nobody on this couch can tell him this. You have to ask yourself, is this an insecurity or a boundary? Because sometimes it kind of look the same. You know what I mean? Now, there's nothing wrong with you saying, yo, I ain't going to hold you. I'm just not into that. So what's the next step into getting you to get your box checked without me compromising my boundaries?
Yeah, but it's definitely, I feel you, and I agree with you a million times when you say this. But this does feel like an insecurity, because what does that extra 2.5 do?
Right.
What does it do? Like,
Right.
what does it mean to you?
Right.
And why? So what you're talking about, the inner work, you really got to break down what that means to you and why it's that important that you would reach out to us. Like, the fact that you're thinking about it so much, to where you write a letter.
Yeah.
You need to break that, communicate. Like, it's one thing to communicate with your partner. You got to communicate with yourself.
Bro, that
It's
should
a
probably,
core wound.
should probably look big as
Yeah.
fuck.
Right?
It's a core wound of I'm not good enough. And if I'm not good enough, do you love me? Will you still love me? Am I lovable? And that's something to work out with therapy. And that's something to work out with an intimacy coach and to go deeper in.
This kind of sounds like, granted it's slightly different, this kind of reminds me of when guys are intimidated by toys.
I was
Yes.
thinking the
You
same
know?
thing.
Yes.
So I feel like,
Yep.
again, what I said in the beginning, it's his mindset. Instead of you looking at it as, damn, yo, this chick dick bigger than mine, you got to look at it, yo, right now the objective is my lady. How can I please my lady? All this lady is doing is using a toy strapped to her fucking waist. It's not her real dick. It's not a real dick. It's just a toy. So I bet you toying with her in the back, I'll do my thing in the front. Once you get out of this selfish mind state or this, it's about you. Oh, I'm not good enough, or my dick isn't big enough. No, bro. Right now let's focus on her pleasure. Right now this is about her, so let's focus on her. The argument, if she has a problem with me, why would I use this platform to say I got a problem with you? No, let's deal with you right now. So again, get out of the mindset of, yo, like it's about me or I'm not good. It has nothing to do with you, bro. This is about your lady and her pleasure. She just helping you, bro.
Our
He nailed it.
teammates.
She's just helping
Yes, I love that.
Toys are teammates.
you. Look at Shaq and Kobe.
Toys are teammates.
Right.
Yeah,
feel
but Shaq
me?
and Kobe couldn't be on the same team for
They
long.
got 3 rings though.
One was 6, one was 7.5, and one was 10 foot. Couldn't do it. Could not work together. Long.
You trying to say Shaq dick was too big? All right, sorry. Never mind. All right.
That's another option. He could actually
What,
fuck
Shaq's
her. He could fuck his wife with the dildo that's 10 inches. He could do it to her first, and then bring the other lover in.
I ain't gonna lie, right? I'm open.
I told you I would do
I'm
that.
very mature.
I would get the strap.
Right?
Yeah.
If my wife told me to get the strap, I'm getting her another partner.
What? No way.
I am not putting a dick on top of my dick. Now, I can't even see my dick no more.
DP her.
I can't even see my
We're
dick
on
no
the same
more.
page.
Dick done disappeared. You feel me? Listen, I know this is my boundary. Okay, I'll get somebody. I'll get yesterday to do it. Fuck it. All right, I'll get. This is not for me. I'll even leave the
Wait,
crib.
they saying yesterday got a
I'll
big
leave
old
the
dick?
crib.
What
No,
are you saying?
I'm talking about the fake dick. What the fuck? I'm
Oh,
talking about the strap. What the fuck? I what about yesterday's dick?
Destin, would you put on a strap?
Would
a
I?
10-inch? A 10-inch?
Yeah, yes. I think it would bring something up for me if it became like that's what was wanted all the
the time. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that would certainly bring something up. But as like a thing to bring in,
Yeah,
okay.
have fun.
As far as the toy thing, or I think that you're right on with everything that you said, Loon. I focus on, to the person who wrote in, focus on what can you bring to the table? How can you be an even better lover? How, you have what you have what you have to work with. That's basically just what it is. You could be focusing on lack, or you can be focusing on what's possible here. And when you're focusing on what's possible here, what can I do? You can keep growing. You keep growing that. You might never keep growing your cock, but you can keep growing that and what you're capable of doing, what you're capable of doing.
It's kind of like when men have they're smaller in size, so they work on other things to be better, like
eating pussy for
eating
days.
pussy, being a real eater,
Eating
right?
pussy for a week at a
So
time.
instead of thinking of like lack of, well, let me do things in other ways that could make up for what I'm lacking of. That's when you said that. That's what I thought of immediately.
Destin, you actually 1,000% right. Because I'm not gonna lie, I grew up watching porn. Watching porn's like the 6th grade. No, 3rd grade actually. And all I seen is porno dicks my whole life. So I ain't gonna front. I don't got a porno dick. So in my head I'm like, damn, I'm gonna hit her with this shit. So I've actually, like, in my younger years, I always spent time on trying, what's the best I could do to amplify the experience? It's like playing poker. Instead of me praying for a new hand, all right, this is my hand. How can I use this hand to win the game?
Perfect.
And I feel most people, they like to use their time to, I want a different hand. No, boy, you use your hand and win the game, So like what you said, focus more on what we have versus what we don't.
All right.
You know what I mean? So
Now, we are at I do have a spicy
my dick ain't
story.
little, by
I have
the
a
way.
spicy DM.
Stop sending
A
me
spicy
DMs.
I do
DM.
have a spicy DM. A girl told me that because she took some shrooms the other day and then wound up getting a train ran on her. It was the most beautiful experience of her life.
Love that.
You
for her.
fucking shroom takers. Y'all
She
was some
said,
shroom
can
heads.
I just tell y'all real quick before we go into the heart of the soft? Now, Destin, real quick, and I'm sorry, your name
Meleza.
Meleza.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry about that. You guys need to think of your hard and the soft. Things that make you hard, things that make you soft, things that make you wet, things that make you dry.
I do want to add a couple of things if that's possible.
Please do.
So one piece is that for me, threesomes are a route to ego death. So if you really think about it, we're going to have a threesome, right? So we're going to discuss ahead of time about who really wants the attention in the space and how the attention rotates. However, if someone goes into the threesome and they think, I'm about to bag these two dudes and it's all about me, but then you find out that they're a little quear and they start messing with each other, and then you're left out and you're like, oh my
I've heard stories about that. I've heard stories about that.
Wait.
And she left because they was fucking each other. I'm telling you, I heard a story about that.
Yo.
She got mad and left the threesome and they stayed.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I gotta.
It was like,
Sorry, wait, hold on.
serious.
Damn, I got no more Gatorade left. Oh my god.
So imagine that. That's one thing, and that's something that can be discussed more later. Another piece, Destin, in our first sexual experience was with my ex-partner in a threesome experience, and that was actually in March. And Destin.
Wait, hold on. How that? So
Wait, you can't just say that.
Because,
You can't just say things.
Yeah.
And keep going.
Slide aside.
Wait. Hold on.
met the other partner somewhere else.
No. She means that she invited me or requested of me to join her and her then partner in an MMF experience
Nice.
for her. And
Very
I
nice.
want to see where you want to take it before I inject myself.
Yeah. And Destin did not penetrate me with his cock or allow me to give him oral. He kept that boundary. However, we had an incredible experience where I was able to receive fellatio from him, and I was able to go ham with my partner. Cunnilingus, thank you. Sorry, my energetic cock was speaking. So I was able to receive cunnilingus, and I was able to go to town with my partner and have this incredible experience. And Destin's devotion to voyeurism in the most sacred way, where it was just adding to our experience and our coupledom at that place, was so incredible that it allowed me to just like gush open. And his entire vibe was, your entire vibe was to create as much safety as possible for myself and my partner, since you were coming in as the third. So that's another piece of advice for the third coming into that marriage, to create as much safety as possible in that container, and to offer that to the husband as well, with what I said earlier, which is, 360. It's okay to express our fears and our insecurities as long as we hold each other and we don't just go, you're just jealous. You're just being insecure. Just like, I hear you, I feel you. Like, let's see how we can work this out.
So it was a new experience for her partner at the time that
With me.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought he hadn't had an MMF threesome.
He had.
Okay. Well, and so I could tell that I wanted to be safe for him. And so I'm like, all right, I'm in my place of abundance. I don't need anything here. I try to treat myself as their sex toy. Like, how can I just be an additive energy to the experience to amplify their experience with one another? And I'm going to enjoy it. And it was great. Like, I've received a couple messages from him in the 6 months since, basically expressing this deep gratitude for that experience, like what it ended up meaning for him.
Right. And I'm gonna leave that alone.
So the third piece is we're polyamorous, and I really wanted to mention that because of the delicacy of his wife, and how much deep appreciation and respect I have for her and their family dynamics and their children. And when I was with my previous partner, that's the man I thought I was going to get married to and have children with. And now we're in a 6-month no contact, and as of a month ago. And so much has changed and shifted.
You negotiated a 6-month no contact?
Yeah, I have some really amazing mentors in my life. And one of my mentors sent me a letter of release that's a template that I then filled out. And I emailed to him, and then I put a 6-month no contact. I had mentioned it to him briefly before, and then I blocked him on everything. And
You mean like a termination letter? Like,
it's a letter.
Wait.
Yeah.
Like, you get like a pink slip?
Yeah, give him the pink slip.
Yo, if somebody breaks it with me with a fucking letter, I would be impressed
It said
and
don't
baffled.
contact me for 6 months.
Yo,
And
so
there's a contract. There's like a contract.
it's like
It's a
an
contract.
NDA.
Yeah, it's a contract, and we went to therapy, and we had counseling. This is just drop out of the sky. I actually read it to him once, and then I made a few adjustments when I sent the latest one. And this is the best thing that could have happened for us. If we ever have the chance of coming back together, we need this time and space to heal and deal with our intergenerational trauma and to really come to love. And so, being open or being non-monogamous or polyamorous or however you identify is a really beautiful path, and it does require a lot. However, a big part of that is respect and discernment and attunement, and ultimately me honoring the transition that Destin is in, and also the transition that I'm in. And so I really wanted to clarify that, because I'm not a homewrecker. And I didn't just swoop in and it has nothing to do with that.
It's a lot going on. It's
You
a lot
know?
going on.
Yeah.
Now what if he contacts you in 6 months and one day? He's like, yo, the contract's up.
As long as he contacts me with the place of compassion and care and forgiveness and love, I'm open to receive. for for a moment,
Just
and then say,
check in
hey,
and say, hey,
like
I'm with
let's
Destin
check in
now.
again later.
Destin.
Yeah.
Yep. What makes me hard?
Are you?
I'm complete. Thank you.
Good.
Yes.
And I'm glad. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make sure that I didn't make any jokes that could be perceived as cruel. I have ADHD.
Bring
I
it
just be saying
on.
shit, so I don't want to say
Cosmic
the wrong
joke.
thing, especially when it's a sensitive moment. But what I do want to know from you, when it comes to being a great, she said there was this moment where you were a great voyeurism, right? Going into my play party, there's going to be a lot of people that are first timers. There's going to be a lot of people that don't, right? What's a way to be a great voyeur in a space where people are being exhibitionists and you just want to kind of add to that space?
Yeah, well, it's adding versus taking. And again, this is an energetic thing, so it's still something that's gonna be a little bit hard to put into tangible words. But there's this way of, like, I remember at one point where I literally just like took a few steps back and like I laid back and I just watched with like an awe and appreciation. And I'm like, he fucks you good.
You said it out loud?
I think so.
You said during?
He did, yeah.
It's affirmation.
He actually said, I would rather keep the both of you to film for my conscious porn company than just be with you.
Yeah.
But the tables have turned.
Yeah.
The heart. I'm not even going to read the train story.
No, nah, we'll
It's
do it
all
for
right.
next time.
The heart. Things that men like
Sorry.
about sex. Things that make us hard. Like, are you and your dick still on a good term? Because you don't even need the motherfucker no more.
No, my relationship with my dick has definitely changed over the years.
Yeah.
But I would say we're.
He's
on
not
good
mad?
terms.
He don't wake you up in the morning like, yo.
It's been a while.
Well,
been a
right
while.
now it has not been a while.
Right.
Now I was like, yo, I need a break.
Right.
need a
Right.
break.
So,
Until it feels like a while. It's like shit. It's
know
been
what
like
he's
3
talking
hours.
Whoa.
yeah, they trying to get up out of
All
here.
right,
So
all right.
yeah.
Okay. Things that make you hard.
Yeah, I actually I might end up hitting both at the same time through this answer. There are ways. So I'm 46 now. You know, like my body responds differently than when
Absolutely.
I was 26.
Absolutely.
And like then it was like the wind blows.
Yeah.
But I think that part of this might also have to do with my tantric path and the fact that I've intentionally strengthened this connection between my heart and my sex. Part of it, I think, just can happen by heartbreak and experiencing love and experiencing a heartbreak and these different things. But as our society teaches us that as men, you're just supposed to be ever hard, ever ready, ever wanting to go. And I think that our sexuality is more complicated than that. And that, believe it or not, like, we do have emotional lives. Some men are more like in touch with what that emotional life is. Some feel a lot more disconnected from it. But even if you're disconnected from it, it doesn't mean that it's not there.
Right.
It just means you're disconnected from it. And I had a period where I really was in this question of shit, like, am I broken now? Have I just fucked too much in my life? And my body just isn't responding the same way anymore? Is it because I'm older? Is it, you know, all these places my head went to. And then I realized, no, during a good part of it was, no, I'm just heartbroken. And my cock's just not wanting to engage because I'm fucking heartbroken.
Yeah, that'd be a thing.
And then too, it's really shown me, like, over this past week where I am very hard quite a bit of the time.
The right person can breathe life into your dick.
Like falling in love, having everything activated, connecting with somebody who I am deeply attracted to on every fucking level, physically, intellectually, emotionally, spiritually.
Yeah.
My cock's like, yep, I'm ready. I'm hard. I'm
I'm
Yeah.
back.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. You didn't leave your cock left you.
My cocks just became more discerning.
Yeah.
And it's like my
Come on.
an initial mentor of mine, Joseph Kramer.
Discerning sex.
An initial mentor of mine, Joseph Kramer, the founder of the sexological bodywork profession, he had this phrase of the wisdom of the cock. And that, yeah, you know what? My cock has become wiser over the years, and where the younger me just wanted to fuck everyone all the time, and there was a period of time where it was pretty much what I did. Now there's a part of me that still kind of wants to, but more and more my cock's just like, do you really though? Is this actually really serving you? Because really, no. What it really wants is this is what it really wants. So now my cock's like, I'm back. I'm in. I'm showing up.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that answer, for real. Because as I've gotten older, I feel that level of discernment too, where it's just like that whole instinct thing, and it's the man's thing, and we have to recreate, we have to what is it called? Procreate.
Yep.
It's like, bro, do you really want to do that right now? Do you really need to fuck this random person? Like, is running the streets more important than having something of substance? Like, yo, I'm so glad my cock was like, yo, just chill out, yo. Just chill out. Whew, thank God. Okay. The wet and the dry. Do you have one? Things that you like about sex, things that make you wet, things you don't like about sex, things that make you dry.
So I was Ahsoka Tano for Halloween on Star Wars. And dressing up in Ahsoka Tano was the first time I had really embodied that character. And Destin bought me these lightsaber floggers. And we started playing with them and prancing around with them. And then we fucked in this role play character. And I was so fucking wet.
Also.
Oh my God, it was so amazing. It was so hot and juicy. And I would also say that, like, extreme dedication to my pussy and like how the engorgement happens and how the fellatio happens, the eating of the cake, the cunnilingus happens and the eating of the cake, and just like that slow devotional process that's then met with this throbbing cock is phenomenal.
You have the best adjectives.
She does. She does. Like, your vocabulary is A1.
Really good.
I mean, Loon, you soaking some of that in? You don't know what certain words are?
Listen,
really good.
Chat GPT, Loon. If you ever see me use a big word that's more than 5 letters,
That's
it
a
is
big
Chat
word for Elmo.
GPT.
That's a
Okay?
big word for Elmo.
I just learned how to say spontaneity. So spontaneity. I didn't even learn it yet. I still ain't learned it yet. I'm trying.
I cannot even believe this.
I be trying.
My
They're
wife
dry.
coined this term spontaneity.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Even better.
That's even better.
even
Point Ellie.
Sounds like a name of an
They're
episode.
dry.
I would say dry is, I think, that's a good question. I haven't felt dry at all this week, so I
Damn. Must be nice.
it's
Nice. What about in general? What makes you dry? In general, what makes you dry?
Yeah, I guess like a polarity of what I just mentioned is like rushing through sex, like not tapping into my heart and not tapping into my eyes and my pussy, and just kind of penetrating me literally without like consciousness, like just being too fast. You know, and so that definitely it makes me really dry.
That makes anybody dry, girl.
Yeah,
That makes me dry too. Because I'm like, please, can we pay attention? Like, look at me, feel on my body, make me get there, but before you just like ram it in there.
That's right.
So
Shout out to the women who come ready.
I see what you did.
Yeah, for sure.
Not
hot and
For
ready
sure.
Caesar pizza.
Shout out to the Little Caesars, baby. Hot and
Not
ready.
hot
I
and
see
ready.
what you did.
What?
That was interesting.
Sometimes you do come hot and ready though.
They do.
Sometimes you like you think about what could happen,
Yeah.
and then you're like hot and ready, and it's like, all right, you come
Yo,
through the door,
there
drop
was-
your pants.
There was a
Yeah.
time where I was dealing with this. I ain't gonna say because she cursed me out for talking about her. But I'm gonna still talk about you. I don't know it's you. I promise. Yo, when we was fucking for like the first year and a half, yo, every time she come here, she just fucking wet. I'm like, God damn, you really like me, don't you? So shout out to those who just come with
That's
the water
that's
running.
super duper.
Shout out. If you left the
fire.
sink on, we love you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been such a great episode, but
Yeah.
they want to go fuck.
Yeah,
And it's like,
Yeah.
they're like, yo, it's only been 20 minutes. So
yeah.
I think we should let
I'm gonna
them
bill you guys for my knee. My knee won't be
Destin.
available.
Hey, I wanna give a gift to your
Yes, sir.
audience.
Yeah.
So again, my name is Destin Gerek, DESTIN, like Destiny, GEREK.com/free book. Right now, I'm in celebration of the 5 years of the release of my book. I'm offering a free PDF download to your audience at that URL.
That's dope.
So you can download for free. I want it out in the world. Period.
Right.
Like my business grows from people reading my book. I don't need to make the direct money from the sale of it. Like I want it to impact you, whether or not I ever see a dime from you. And if you want more, my sexual self mastery trainings fucking fire. And if you really like to go deep, I do very limited private work. But that is a possibility. But DestinGerek.com/free book.
Make sure we put that in the description for people. Yeah.
What was the link?
DestinGerek.com/free book.
DestinGerek.com/free book to get a free download of The Evolved Masculine. That's such a nice thing to do. Thank you so much.
We appreciate
There's so
that.
many men out there that need that,
And I don't want money to be the thing that keeps you away from this.
Do you have social media?
I do. I'm at Destin Gerek on most things.
Okay.
And do you have a social media?
I do. It's at Eat My Cake.
Oh.
Love.
Yo,
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
Meleza is mad funny.
Meleza, she is
She
hilarious.
is unintentionally mad funny.
No, dead ass.
No, she is bad
So
funny.
she wants that ass ate.
I was like, what the fuck?
Immediately with
Yo.
love. Eatmycake.love.
Yes.
Jesus Christmas.
Yeah.
Jesus Devontae Christ. Ow, sorry. I'm old.
You guys are amazing. We need to get up out of here. Let them go. Do you see? All right.
This has been the Hardorsoft Show.
It's the fucking show.
The show.
You seen the show they put on?
The show.
It was a show.
When you say freaky, what's freaky? What you mean by freaky? All right, if I do this, you're not going to tell your friends, right?